Hey everyone, Slayer here to introduce Nasty and Friends from BDC Studios, a podcast where two friends who met in the Army Reserves get together and talk about shit. One's a firefighter and the other has a funny laugh. So sit back, get rid of your kids, and hold on to your because it's about to get nasty, friends.
Welcome to Nasty and Friends with Pagnasty and Spicy motherfucking Brown.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nasty and Friends podcast. I am Spicy motherfucking Brown. And as always, I'm here with my ace boon coon, Pagnasty. What's up, Bato?
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm glad to be back. Last week was a little bit weird. We kind of low energy. We kind of talked about it earlier, you know what I mean? We're here because we always make a weekend out of it, but we're back. The energy is high. The normal stuff that we do before the podcast, we didn't do. Like, we didn't bump any rap music. Mm-mm. Like, we just started drinking right during the podcast, not before, which is usually not the case.
And we went with the VR, which was awesome, but that's not how you get hyped up for the podcast.
No.
So yeah, I did not anticipate having what you would call ring rust going into a podcast. It's been 3 months since we were in the studio together, so I didn't anticipate that. It didn't flow as good, and we haven't listened to it yet. We just did it. So maybe it sounds better than I think it is. It wasn't our best.
We both
podcast.
had the feeling like we both woke up this morning and we're just like, it was good, but it wasn't our best. So we both had it. It's shit. It's okay. Everybody has an off day. It's out of the way. Let's kill it.
Yeah. Let us know what you thought about episode 36. If it was shit, tell us. Fucking tweet us. Tell us you're fucking done listening to us. That you hate us. Just be honest. Just keep it real with us. We're gonna keep it real with you all day. That's what we do. All right. So episode 37. We're back. We're getting back on our feet. Back in the mix, we got a very special guest, and I know I say that every fucking time, all right? But I want to introduce this guy. He's a great friend of ours. He's a friend. He's a 245 OG. He's one of the funniest people we know. He's one of the best storytellers we know. And he's one of the guys that, when we first started talking about the podcast, there's maybe 2-3 people that were like, I can't wait to get these guys on. This guy's one of them because he's one of the fucking best storytellers I know. On top of that, like I said, 245 OG, like he's been there from the beginning. Our dude. So you wanna introduce him?
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Winey.
What it is.
They're standing up clapping. You can hear them, dude. I'm fucking glad you can finally make it on, dude. It's we've been wanting you on here. So we got a story that we'll get into here real shortly with you, but it's awesome.
It's good to be here. You'd be a hell of a hype man, like a fight, like a rap battle.
Flavor.
That fucking guy just walks up and hypes him up. I don't know how they do it. So no, it's good to be here. First and foremost, I got to open up with an apology.
Okay.
For blowing you. You guys have been doing this for what now? Like 2?
It'll be 2 years in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I've been giving you guys basically 2 years of excuses. So that's the first thing I want to apologize is about 2 years of excuses.
That's all right. Shit happens.
So, but no, it's good to be here. Thanks for being patient.
Yeah, it's all good, dude.
And I missed you guys. Missed you guys a lot.
Missed you too, man.
I missed you too. Like me and Pags were saying.
Yeah, get that fucking thing out here, too.
even if we didn't have this microphone on and we were just sitting around bullshitting, it would be one of the best things that happened this month. You know what I mean? Just hanging out with you, hanging out with Marty, Pags. If we did this for 3 hours, no microphone or not, I would love it. You know what I mean? So it's awesome to have you.
This is solid.
We work at the same job, so we work opposite shifts, so that makes it harder for us to get together. Because people ask, people are like, "Oh, how's your boy Winey?" I'm like, I don't know, I don't see that.
It's fucking tough. It's tough.
It is tough with their schedule. And then what I tell people is, I'm like, well, ever since he had his fucking baby, he acts like he's too good for everybody. And they're like, yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck. Honestly, I didn't have anything else better to do. Nebraska's gonna lose tonight. So.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, I guess. So this will be a week later, but obviously we said it on the last podcast, but Wisconsin, Nebraska. So you don't think they're gonna cover?
Oh boy, we're just jumping right into it.
Oh yeah.
I honestly haven't even seen the spread.
11.
It's 11
right
now.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. And they're what? What are they rated? Ninth?
Yeah.
In the
ninth.
in the standings as it stands right now.
I saw a couple different numbers. The last one I saw was 2 days ago. Was Wisconsin 11, and it might have changed, but
yeah, it changes all the time.
I think they're going to match up better. Nebraska's defense is playing so much better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they're not fucking around.
Nope.
The defense is legit. The offense, well, those guys have got to unfuck themselves.
They got some playmakers.
Tanner Lee keeps fucking serving it up.
Yeah.
But the defense is solid. I think the defense and the offense for Wisconsin, they match up really good. So I'd love to see a low-scoring game tonight.
Yeah.
Like a slugfest on defense. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I think this is a must-win on the schedule. because this could totally turn around everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
could turn everything around tonight. So I'm looking forward to watching the game. I am.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
I think Wisconsin, I think Nebraska plays to their opponent. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, we're playing Arkansas State. We don't have to play that hard. I think the winning the last 2 games and playing well all around, better all around, having Wisconsin at home, it has upset written all over it. But I would say that if I wasn't a Husker fan, I would say this has upset written fucking all over it. But as a Husker fan, it's just like, here we go again. You know, it's going to be like the Big Ten championship game from a few years ago when it was like fucking 68-34 or some bullshit.
Right.
I don't know. I'm excited about it. I hope Nebraska plays well. The O-line has been helping Tanner Lee, and it's tremendous. I don't think he threw a pick the last game, did he?
No, he didn't. He did. The turnovers were down. I saw an awesome stat this morning. It's like there's like 10 teams in the top 25 who are favored by double digits. So if something like that is on there, you know somebody's going to fuck up. Because
Right.
people, I mean, we already saw one earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oklahoma fucking shit the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we were hanging out. We had that pulled pork. Also, I know you said you listen to a lot of the podcasts. I have to mention this every time we podcast. This is a cooking show, so we have to talk about food. So not right now.
I fucking love it, dude.
Not right now. I'm putting it down. I want to know later on. We're gonna know if you have any recipes or your go-to or desserts, food, whatever. But anyway, that's for later. But no,
We're eating the pulled pork.
we were eating the pulled pork, and we were just fucking around. We happened to flip it to the Iowa State-Oklahoma game because I'm like, we'll see what's up. Maybe Iowa State's keeping it close. We turn to it, and I see Iowa State's up by 7, and there's 2 minutes left. And me and Marty look at each other like, oh, shit! This is fucking...
Like, is this going to fucking happen? And it was 3rd and 4th, and then that's when it went to the 4th.
On the road.
Yeah.
On the road. In
Yeah,
Norman.
in Norman.
That's fucking
Fuck, I
insane.
love
Not
that,
supposed
dude.
to happen. I think Oklahoma's ranked.
Third.
Third.
They were 3rd, yeah.
So I don't think they're the last one's going to go down today, but we'll see. I know that I think Notre Dame took care of business. I thought Notre Dame won.
Yeah.
They were still on last time I looked.
Georgia won handily.
Georgia's
So-
solid, man.
And for people, Winey
Penn
picked
State won.
sports on the background playing on the TV, so we got college football playing right now. Miami and Florida State are tied.
Sports.
I do
10-10.
I do this pick 'em, and it's just I saw on ESPN they picked 10 games, like good games. It doesn't even go off the spread; it's just straight up, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking easy because I consider myself a fucking gambler. Nope, it's fucking way harder than you'd think. Last week I only lost 2 games, and they were my number 1 confident pick and my number 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
The week before that I was like fucking 50-50. There was tons of
Oh, my
upsets.
God.
Yeah,
So-
you think picking heads up would be easier than that?
It'd be so easy.
You would think.
Yeah, I picked Purdue. I picked Miami. Right now, I think Purdue's that game might be over, but they were getting it was close. They were down, and then Miami's tied with Florida State right now, and then Michigan State. Any rival game, it's tough as fuck to pick.
Purdue's
Florida,
not a gimme.
LSU. LSU is up on Florida, probably because of the ass whooping they took from Troy last week. So you just never know, man.
Oh, they got butt fucked.
They
Oh
always
my
fucking
god!
loved it.
You see that video of that guy online? He's
Yeah, like,
flipping off the
fucking-
fans.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
that fucker has got some brass balls to do that kind
Yeah,
of
he
stuff. But
does.
if you knocked off an SEC team,
Good.
and you're a nobody,
Right.
I get it.
Might
that guy
as well.
was fucking getting loose on the sideline.
Did you see the tweet Troy sent to LSU?
Well, there was some tweet on tweet crime.
Right after the game, because we watched that at work. We were at Station 31. We watched that at work. We watched the last quarter. LSU was actually down by like 17 points. They ended up scoring 2 touchdowns,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
it was close. Troy pulled out the upset, and right after that, Troy Twitter handle Troy University tweeted at LSU, "Hey, thanks for having us for homecoming. We had a blast." Something along that line. Smiley face,
Savage.
Yeah, smiley face emoji.
Whoever runs that
Yeah.
account, fucking money.
Yeah,
That
thanks
is
for having
awesome.
us for homecoming. We had a blast. Smiley face emoji. No, the crying emoji. And then, I mean, LSU paid Troy like $950,000 to come to
It's
to
a
beat
similar
'em.
situation like Nebraska.
And
where they
NIU.
like,
Yeah.
Nebraska paid NIU, and they forked out like $800,000
It's like 102
to come in
or
here and
something,
kick the
some
fuck
shit.
out of us, and it's like it's embarrassing.
I mean, yeah, it is.
One of my favorite things is after something like that happens, I immediately go to Twitter because the internet's exploding. The crying Jordan,
Yeah.
all that shit is
All
exploding.
the memes.
That's
the
like
best.
the meme that won't die.
Yeah, I know.
It seems like there's always a meme of the month.
I love
but
it.
the
This
Jordan
one has been-
always
I
carries
love it.
over.
It's one of my all-time
Yeah.
favorites. One
It's
of
the
my
first one
all-time
that shows
favorites.
up when somebody falls apart, fails. That
Which is what
motherfucker
everybody
gets
wants to
photoshopped
see.
on everybody's face.
Yeah.
Did you see the one for OU today? It was just the O and the U. just that logo, but it wasn't the maroon color. It was the Crichton Jordan. So like you can tell, it was so well done.
And that's why I love the internet.
Yeah,
We're just so quick to pull the trigger on that shit. You know, some guy was sitting there when they were trailing by like, you know, like maybe like 10, 12, 7.
Queued it up, put it in their draft.
Their Photoshop.
They probably have a folder for like every major team. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like just ready.
Cotton
That
back,
one's been around
loaded.
for a while. That's a good meme. That's a solid one.
And me and Pat were talking about earlier. I don't know exactly where the crying Jordan meme came from. I thought it was from his inductee into the Hall of Fame, and he cried during his speech,
Like,
but I'm not 100%. Do you remember where that picture?
I don't know where it comes from. That'd be a great segment, like kind of the history of memes.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
You guys could like pick one popular meme every episode and just dissect it. Like, hey, what's the story of this? Of this picture, that'd be fucking brilliant. I honestly would like to know the backstory.
There's a lot of them, dude, that I don't know. Like the black dude with the watch or whatever, and then there's
where he like the think one.
Think
yeah.
guy.
See, I always like to know where they came from. Like one of the few ones that I know is the baby one that's like like on my way to work didn't hit a stoplight. That picture is him eating sand. Like if you look at the original picture, he's sitting on a beach and there's sand in his hand and he has a little bit of sand on his face.
I've never known that.
Yep, and so that's somebody took the picture and then somebody edited it, put it on that blue background or whatever, and that's what it. That one I do know that. Yep.
Hey, I'm telling you guys, the history of memes. You got something.
I love internet memes and then internet comments on things. And I don't want to get too far into this, but I was telling him earlier. One of my favorite things was when the kneeling thing for the NFL started coming up. I like NFL memes put something up, and it was like a video or it was making fun of it. And I always go into the comments to see what the top rated comment is, and the top rated had like 2.6 thousand likes and like laughing at stuff, and it was like, this is so disrespectful. I can't believe they would kneel during the flag. This is absolutely, I'm boycotting the NFL. Ha ha ha, just kidding. See you fucks next Sunday. Just like shit like that, dude. Because the funniest shit always gets up. You don't usually see somebody hating like at the very top that has the most reactions. It's always, I would say 80% of the time, something that's hilarious, and I fucking love it.
And you know it's true. These fuckers are burning their jerseys. Like, I'm gonna burn my gear. I'm not watching. It's like, fuck you. You're not gonna not watch.
There's a dude like that at my station. I don't want to. Well, we could talk about that later, but it's
because we talked about it earlier.
It's
but
hilarious.
Yeah,
boycotting.
He's still watching at
home.
He's
boycotting.
Oh yeah, he's a closet NFL fan. He'll come back out.
Talking about like memes, I saw one right after like the OU with the fucking crying Jordan meme. You showed me that. I loved it. There was another one because if you remember at Ohio State, Baker Mayfield planted the Ohio State flag in the middle of the Buckeyes. Yeah, so there's a photo and it's of an Iowa State player and a coach planting the state of Iowa flag. Not the Iowa State college flag, but the state of Iowa flag in the middle of the Norman, Oklahoma Sooners deal. And the meme says, Iowa State declares prima nocta on Oklahoma's field. And I thought I knew what it was, but to confirm it, I looked it up, and it is indeed when nobles declare prima nocta, they have access to a newlywed's wife to have sex with them.
Yeah, bro.
So I'm like,
Braveheart.
Braveheart. Yep.
He walks up, he shows up, he rolls up on that wedding, and he's like, I declare prima nocta. And the douchiest, like pre-medieval voice.
Oh yeah.
Like glove slapping voice.
Yeah,
he
and you know what?
That's where I would have known that.
Full of
and that fucker gets his throat cut. So karma.
Yeah.
Karma will get you.
Spoiler alert! Jesus.
Right.
God. We'll edit that shit. No, I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't 100%. So I googled prima nocta, and indeed is what I thought.
That is fucking hilarious. I love shit like that.
That Braveheart is the only reason I knew what that was. That's the only reason.
He told me, and I thought, like you, I wasn't confident. I thought it had something to do like with sex, but I didn't know of like exactly how it was. So I like kind of giggled, and then when he told me, I was like, "Oh, that's fucking like way more genius."
Yeah. So anybody in Oklahoma that got married tonight, fucking Iowa State's plowing.
They're looking.
Iowa's governor, Joni Ernst, is coming down there and consummating your marriage tonight.
Oh my God!
All you motherfuckers, short-haired Joni, she's coming to get you.
Yep. Oh,
that's fucking great.
She's straight up banging chicks too. She's probably not even banging the dudes.
Absolutely.
Is she? I didn't know if she's the scissoring, or I don't know what her deal is, but
I don't know. Muff diving.
Joni, fuck you, Joni.
No, what I was gonna say is. Yeah, I mean, fuck GBR. Let's hopefully, like I said, by the time you guys listen to this, you'll know how it turned out. We're going to find out here real shortly. But I wanted to get to is you've been brought up on this podcast quite a bit because we like pimp out your Snapchat handle, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there is a story that you're a part of, and it involves a sandwich. And we heard Meston, for people who don't know, Meston came on the podcast, told his side of the story. And so if you want to give a rundown of their story real quick, then or we just let Winey tell his side of it.
No, I'd like to give a backup story. And as long as Winey's ready to tell the story, it's a story that's bigger than fucking life now. So like, the background is two of our good Army buddies. One is right here, our main man Winey. Him and another buddy of ours who's been on the podcast, Meston, they had a prank. They had it set up for a long time, and they would come in to drill, and they would tell us, oh, yeah, we got this prank lined up. They had a code name for it, ready to go. We're all like, yeah, fuck, that's going to be great. It's never going to fucking happen. Well, it happened. It happened years ago, and it's great. Both Winey, like I already said before, one of the best storytellers I know. Meston's a great storyteller. I've had the luxury of hearing the story from Winey. I've heard the story from Meston. At Harris's going away party before he went to Romania, I got the chance to see them both there and Paige and see Paige's reaction before the interruption. I remember that interruption thing. That's another story. So I've had the pleasure of doing that. I know Winey was telling us, he's like, well, Meston already told the fucking story. Like, no, dude, we want to hear your side of the story. I love the story.
Like, from very start, like when you first started it until it was executed, and even after, since I'm sure you dealt with the aftermath.
Yeah, I love the story, man. I've heard you tell this I'm working with Winey because we work Union Medical, so we'll work down at the arena, baseball and shit like that, and we'll be in the parking lot drinking after the thing. I'm like, fucking Winey, tell the fucking story. Like, Jesus Christ, tell the fucking story, But he'll do it, and then people are like, fucking, that dude's a fucking good storyteller. And I'm like, I guarantee that's a legit true story. Like, people are probably like, nah, whatever.
Bullshit.
Nah, man, that's fucking real. So we would love it if you would tell the story. No pressure. Tell it however you want to do it.
You can tell this thing out of the park the first time.
You could tell it in 2 minutes. You could tell it 45 minutes. I love the story.
It's like I got some sandwich fetish because you heard the Jimmy John story before too.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
It seems like I have several stories built around sandwiches.
And you could tell that story too if you want.
I mean, it matters not to me. It's if I got to talk about this. First off, Meston knocked it out of the park when he talked about it.
Shouts out Meston.
Yeah,
Meston,
absolutely.
if you're listening, brother, I heard you talk about it. You knocked it out of the park. Big. I don't know how you follow that. So, and I got open by saying I learned something about Meston that day because that guy's got fucking ice in his veins.
Yeah, he does.
Oh my god, that fucking guy's got ice in his veins, dude. I walked in there. I was grinning like an idiot. I guess I should preface this with like a couple things here. First off, this took I think a couple years to plan, and
because you guys were just talking about it at drill, right? Just
so kind of what got us through the shitty days. They were like, "Hey, the shit sucks at drill right now." We were all like, especially you and I, we were in the E4 Mafia.
Oh yeah,
so
hell yeah.
We were a good job. Like, hey, let's disappear somewhere for a while. Let's get away. And then it was kind of like, hey, let's let's talk about things we do to people. And then in this time, that's when like the idea was birthed.
It was like a samurai sword. You know how they make a samurai sword? They just beat it down. This is how this prank I felt. Like it started off, oh, we should do this. Oh, it would work out if we did this. And it's just years and years.
Tons of tweaking.
What was like just the basic outline of the plan when you first started it?
We were just fucking around one day drilling. I said, hey, so you work at Blimpie's. Paige fucking loves Blimpies.
And this is your wife now.
Yes, Paige, my lovely wife, which I'm sure you're going to listen to this, hun. I love you.
Shouts out Paige.
Yeah,
Paige,
absolutely.
I love you.
Racist.
Best thing that ever happened to me. Racist. So we're just kind of rapping and drill a little bit, bouncing things. Like we're just talking, fucking around.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's how it goes. And then from this we said, hey, man, Paige, I got this idea. I want to fuck with Paige. Because that's what you do when you love somebody.
When you love somebody.
Yeah, when you love somebody, you fuck with them.
Absolutely.
So we're talking. I said, hey, look, Paige loves Blimpies. It's her go-to. If we're out eating, she loves it. So I want to bring her to your store when you're working, and I want you to I want you to kick a sandwich.
Like that was the end goal. However you got there, that's fucking
awesome. And we had it all
awesome.
Planned out, and it was like, you guys got to understand the logistics of this. This ain't easy because we had to get the stars to align. We had to get it where the whole plan was we got to get it right at closing time, so he's got a reason to be pissed off.
Right.
We got to get it where me and Paige are even by that store. 'Cause it's a store. It's not by our house. The time that store's probably about 4 miles from our house.
It's a lot more timing on your part.
Oh, it was tough.
Sure.
It was tough because there's a Blimpie's right by the house I was living at the time, right by, like 3 blocks away, and this one's out there way out west. And so it had to be like the stars had to align.
Yeah.
And so it took 2 years because it
And
was almost like trying to get on a podcast for 2 years. It was almost the same concept.
But then the odds of Meston working that
Right.
night shift when you happen to be there, yeah, absolutely.
Everything had to be perfect. Meston on shift, me and Paige in the area, and it had to be right around like I don't know if it closed at 8, whatever.
Right.
Right at that time. Just it's not easy to get that to line up.
No.
So we always joked, hey, let's have a code word. We were always texting back and forth, and the go word was kind of like Black Hawk Down, like they said. Irene was like
Irene,
our
yep.
fucking go word was salsa. So the deal was like, hey, we're gonna drop salsa. Every time you're closing, you give me a salsa. And it's got to be on these. So Paige is always off like Wednesday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So every Wednesday and Sunday, if you're closing, you give me a salsa. Right. And I'm going to give you a good to go or a go. And this went on. Once we finally got it, after like probably a year of talking about it, and then for a year, the salsa, I get a salsa text, like, 1 time a week, 2 times a week. And it was always, I felt so bad. I was like, not going to work. I'm on shift. Paige is closing. Where I'm playing softball tonight. Yeah. All this bullshit. And then finally one day we were out going to like Lowe's.
Right.
Out about quarter mile from Meston. Homeboy gives me the salsa text. I completely forgot about it.
How did you feel in that moment when you opened Meston text, what do you want? And
Oh,
when you
man,
read
it was
salsa
tough. Have you ever sat at a poker table and the 3 cards you got were like 3 aces on your fucking you're playing like Texas Hold'em and you're like, oh! you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh. And that's the worst part is Paige is driving the car and I get the text and I'm like, I'm hungry.
Perfect!
And she goes, yeah, I could eat.
Yes! Which is, to have a woman agree or say that she's hungry at the same time,
yeah.
That's timing too.
And
for sure.
one thing that I think me and Paige were like, we don't have a lot of things in common, but we love food. Like that's our thing. Back before we had a kid, and we just go out all the time. Yeah. We go out, get some beers, get some food, and so she was like, "Yeah, I could eat because we could always eat." If someone says like food, it's like, "Fuck yeah, go time."
Absolutely.
Shit, that's why I started this podcast.
Oh my god, yeah, you guys, this is the food cast. So it was tough for me because honestly, Meston did the legwork. I just had to get her
right.
Hey.
Steer the ship.
And you guys have been around women before. It's like, hey, what do you want? No, you don't fucking ask that because you just opened up Pandora's box. So you have to just say, I just thought I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm hungry. Oh yeah, I can eat. Well, how about a sandwich? There's a Blimpie's. Let's just double back. It's right back there by the Lowe's. We just left the hardware store. Yeah. She's like, yeah, okay.
Oh my
but she knows Blimpie, and she goes, it's not like. It's gonna be tight.
Right.
It's 7:55. They close at like 8 or whatever.
Right.
It's like, we're good. I fucking worked at Papa Murphy's when I was in high school, and if a motherfucker walked in there at 8:59, they were getting a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, you have to. It sucks as a worker, and I bartended and served for a long time, so that fucking blows and you hate it. And so that's probably why she didn't want to go in. She didn't want to bother them, probably more than anything.
And that's why I got to walk it back. Is that was me and Meston's plan was to make it work out good. It's got to be like, hey, it's going to be some work on your part, but it's worth it. It's got to be right when you close. Have the shit packaged up. You guys have been in Subway when they close it down. They're putting the fucking film over all the toppings. They're closing things down. They're wiping everything down. And once again, that's why I got to shout out Meston. The dude had the sandwich line on point. Everything was wiped down. It was clean. It would have passed a food inspection. And he had the plastic over all the stuff already.
Dude,
I actually felt guilt. So I guess let's not get ahead of ourselves. So I talk her into it. Hey, don't worry about it. We're right there. Turn around. So we flip around real fast right in front of the Super Target. And we start heading back west. We pull up. The timing could not have been any better. I think Meston's working the broom. We pull up. We pull up in front of the store. We're the only car out in front there. The parking is dead. And I think we got the go-ahead on a weekend. It was always that Paige could only go on Wednesdays or Sundays. So it's it's just the Blimpies, and it's a couple like like an orthopedic place.
Okay, yeah.
So no one's there. It's just they're the only place that's got business going on Sunday. There's no cars in front of this fucking place. Paige rolls up, and it's like she sees the door. It's like they close in a minute. And I'm like, he's gonna fucking make it. Just don't worry about it. We're right here. I'm hungry. She's so reluctant. She's just like, I don't want to do it.
Hopefully, any decent person would be.
Yeah,
you know.
And the worst, I guess, the worst part about this whole story is she went along with me because she knows it's the kind of person I'm. So I guess the story is more telling of me than it is of Paige.
It's all right.
But she goes in. She does. I mean, I don't want to say I have to drag her in, but she's like, let's just go. Let's order pizza. I'm like, nah, we're fucking here. The neon open light is on.
Right.
So
Open.
This kid fucked up. He slipped up. So Meston's working the broom, and just to give you a layout when we walk in there. So we get out. She goes in there. We open the door. There's two guys in there. There's a guy. So Avasco's there, but he's not working. He is sitting down in a stall in the back left-hand corner, and Avasco is behind. Or no, I'm sorry. Meston is behind the counter. Now when we walk in, and there's a kid who looks to be younger than Meston behind the back, and I didn't realize this until everything had happened. Meston told nobody.
Yeah,
he didn't.
I didn't know until he told us that. Yeah, he said he didn't tell anybody. That's fucking hilarious.
Which added to the effect because I not only got to see Paige's response, I got to see some kid who met like a high school kid behind the. I saw his response.
Probably shit himself.
But.
Which I think, real quick, I think that's smart.
Oh, 100%.
You don't know if you could trust other motherfuckers like that.
Right.
You know,
No,
guys, so.
He might be grinning too because I was grinning like an idiot. It was That's why I said Meston, cold-blooded killer. So we walk in, Meston's working the broom, and it's like, the guy who was he kind of did like a head throwback.
Like, oh, you fucking kidding me.
Like a little sigh. He goes and kind of like sets the broom. I remember he like sets the broom and it like falls over. Like he didn't even like set it good. It fucking falls over. And so the tension's like already the tension is set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Meston's body language is incredible. Incredible. It's like flawless. Oh man. He was something else.
I want to see this so bad.
Oh, I wish there was God, I wish we could have gotten that security footage. So Avasco is in the back booth. He's got we have our back to him and he's watching. I don't know if he's in on it or not.
He probably knew, or otherly he might have said something to
right,
us. I mean, hey, somebody who used to be in our unit.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, this guy that's behind with Meston's not in on it. So we get up there, and Meston just is like, "What do you want?" Like, hey, what can I get you? And, what do you want? And Paige looks at me like,
no.
I'm like, just go. Don't waste their time. Just go.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll do like a foot long. I don't know. Maybe she's like an Italian. We'll say. I don't know. She'd like I'd take a foot long.
Right.
All right. So like the bread's put away. He's got to go and like unwrap the meat now. So he's got to get this meat. He opens up. It's a total labor for everything. Nothing is at this point. Nothing is easy because everything is shut down.
Right.
So he's got to like get this bread. He's. I remember he had to unpackage a meat. Like it was like actually like packaged brand new. Oh yeah. And this isn't helping me because I can feel Paige's eyes like burning in my fucking
Right.
skull.
And you got to try to keep it
Every
straight
time
face.
Meston does something, he's like, he's building up. He's got to like cut this meat open now and like tear this wrapping. I'll go over and throw it in the trash can. And his body language, it just keeps building.
Yeah.
He cuts the meat, and then he slides down, and now he's like, all right, so what kind of cheese do you want? And I don't know. She throws the cheese on there.
Yeah.
And he just keeps sliding down the line. And every time that another topping is added to the sandwich, his anger builds up. And as he's doing it, what really sells it is he's making a mess.
Yeah.
On this clean stuff. So she's, I want lettuce on the sandwich. He's like not putting lettuce down, and he's putting lettuce down in an aggressive manner. This is like aggressive vegetation. It's like lettuce is getting slapped on there. He's not fucking sprinkling on there with jazz hands.
Yeah.
He's throwing things on there.
I love it.
He's like slapping on onions and shit. And the whole plan is we're gonna get there late, so it's to go. So
right.
I'm gonna tell you, this is to go. You ask her, make her say it. So he works down the line. The sandwich is done. He is obviously frustrated to the point where Paige is like so uncomfortable. And Meston.
And he didn't
blurts
ask
out-
you if you wanted anything at the time?
No, and I
which
think
is even better.
it works out good because Paige had tunnel vision.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
her anxiety!
absolutely.
Her anxiety was kicking. She was not comfortable. She was totally not in her element, and so she didn't even care about my sandwich. She wanted to get the fuck out of this place.
Right.
And Meston said that line. He's like, "All right, to stay or to go?" And Paige just goes, "To go." Meston wraps this thing up, right, and picks it up and starts walking to the door. Paige turned to me and just like, "What's he doing?"
Just put her.
Yeah,
did she put her hands?
She just
up?
looked at me. And she's like, "What's he?" Like she like mouthed to me, quiet, like, "What's he doing?" And I was like, pissed him off. And he starts walking to the door. He opens the door up, and then Meston like converts into this all-American punch. And he kicks the fuck out of this sandwich. Now, I gotta say, having thought about our plan, I probably should have done a better job parking. Because that fucking cold cut trio got sprayed all over my truck. There was like fucking tomato and cucumbers, like covered in vinegar and
yeah, I mean, it
shit.
sucks for your truck, but it kind of makes it better.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you know what? In the hindsight, totally worth it. Totally worth it. It kicks the fuck out of this thing,
it just explodes.
and it's kind of like Saturday Night Live. I think they have like, we had a script, we had an idea,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, well, it just
Improvising.
you just do this. We're gonna come in late, and this is gonna end with you kicking a sandwich.
Right.
However we get from point to point B happens. You do your thing.
Right.
And this is where, like, I think Meston is such a fucking stud. The whole time this is going on, I'm grinning. Meston never breaks character. He kicks a sandwich, and then I'm thinking, okay, well, I don't know what's going to happen now. We don't have an end game of how we're going to finish this. We don't know how to, like, close this down.
Yeah, so you just gotta let it play out.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Meston kicks this sandwich. This fucking thing explodes everywhere. And then somebody even sprayed back on like the Blimpie's window.
Oh
So
my
it's
God.
That'd be great if somebody was,
he
like,
lucked
driving
out like
by.
a 45. He gave it like a 45.
Yeah.
Took some chance, almost like he was aiming at the truck.
You probably.
And if you
was.
get a free shot, it's like do it,
Do
use
it.
it, use it. And he did it. He kicked the fuck out of this thing. You got salami and cucumbers and fucking honey mustard all over my truck, and I don't care because I'm just sitting there like, whoa. And then he walks in and Paige looks at me, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Because I got to say something.
Yeah, you probably
Right.
said it like by laughing
Oh, yeah.
at the same time. Though.
I just said it, and then she lost it. She gets like teary-eyed. She's not like waterworks yet, but I can see it building. I'm like, oh no.
this
I'm not ready to like tip the
You
card.
can't let the dream
No.
die.
I'm like, okay, I know how Paige is going to react. Let's see how we're going to end this. So Meston comes in. He's untying his robe, his apron, taking his apron off, and he's like, I'm so done with this shit. Walks by the register. He throws the apron down. Like, I remember he chucks his apron. He goes back in the back room. This other guy who's behind the counter is like frozen and like looking at us and like looking at Meston, and it just froze. Meston goes in like the back room, and I think the best part about the story was he goes back and we hear like pots and pans. He's back there motherfucking things and cursing, and you hear like a ruckus and things are breaking, like pans are dropping, and he's just screaming. And Paige loses it. She's like, I just got this fucking guy fired because we
Right.
just like showed up, and she starts bawling, and then basically here we are. Meston comes out. He hears the crying. I feel bad. I start laughing. I give her a hug. Meston comes out and he's like, it's okay. I know him. I know Nick. And she still is like, I guess the jig is up, but she's just crying. She's embarrassed now.
Oh yeah, she's probably more
fuck.
embarrassed.
Little
than-
E's laughing.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation because I'm laughing at my wife's sorrow and misery. And Meston's a good sport. The guy makes us some free sandwiches.
Yeah.
Blimpie, if you're listening, thanks for the free sandwiches. And it was one of the funniest fucking things ever.
Dude, that's fucking phenomenal. And the thing is, like that fact that he took it that extra level. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And like Paige could have acted one or two ways. Like, did you have an idea about what she thought? Did you think she was either gonna get super sad or like super angry?
Oh, I knew it was going to happen. I
Yeah.
knew she was going to. I knew she was probably going to cry. I knew she was going to be super sad. She's not like an angry person.
Okay.
No, there's not like a mean bone in her body.
Yeah, she's super sweet.
I don't know how.
Yeah, which is the vibe I get the couple times that I met her, but I just, if she was maybe having a bad day or something, like, are you fucking kidding me? Type of thing.
She would. I knew she was gonna like. Oh, this sounds terrible. I knew it was probably gonna like get her. I was gonna get her sad. She'd probably cry because she was gonna feel bad.
But it's still worth it in my opinion. I mean, it sucks that she cried for sure, but God, on your end. So then when she finally, after a couple of minutes go by, was she just like,
we're all laughing about it. Everyone's laughing. The kid behind the counter is still like, dude. But me, literally, we're all laughing about it. Meston Page is like, okay, this is funny now. She's like, she's wiping her tears off and shit. And then he makes us some sandwiches. I can't remember if we ate them. It's like everything was a blur afterwards. I can't remember if we ate them there and hung out with them or not. But we hang out there for like.
But that's
30,
still
40
fucking
minutes.
awesome that he like made you sandwiches like after that and stuff like that.
Oh, it's like his peace offering. Hey, all right, hey, I'm sorry, I fucking just made you cry. So take this sandwich.
Right. That's so.
But it was amazing. Meston sold it. I don't know how the fuck he did it without breaking character.
He's good at that shit.
And he just there was no plan of like, hey, I didn't want to say anything about your temperament. You can we said, hey, you can build up the anger and then kick the fucker, or you can be nice as fuck and then just go for the shock factor.
Right.
But he kind of said, oh no, I want to get angry. I said, okay, well, no, do it then.
Yeah. And that's more believable.
He sold it. He was angry, unwrapping the lettuce, and every time she like added a topping, he was just like, and he was just like rolling his eyes, like, really, lady, like, let me get the fuck out of here. I want onions. I want pickles. So first off, Paige, why the fuck did you keep ordering stuff? Paige didn't know we were in on it. Why did you keep ordering stuff if you're listening? You knew the guy was mad, and you had to have added like 7 or 8 things. I know you got lettuce and you got onion. I know you got pickles. You love fucking pickles. You added all the. He had to unwrap all this stuff.
It's her fault.
Who's the bad guy? Is it me? Or is it you?
That's good, but she's like, well, fuck, if we're going to do this, you got to do it right. So,
I mean, you rubbed salt in the wound. We already kept the guy. You kept getting stuff. You didn't have to get all those add-ons. So
I love the story so much, and one of the reasons I love it is because we were there for the planning. So I remember and that's what we do. Like, you have so much time in the Army. It's hurry up and wait. Being at like Camp Dodge for weapons qual, we're there for 3 days. We're in the barracks, bunk beds. Everybody's in the same room, and just being like, well, fuck, this is a weekend. And it's always a weekend where somebody's getting married. There's other shit going on. Yeah. We're just stuck in the barracks, can't drink, no TV, just pulling pranks on each other and coming up with schemes and plots like that. And for one, I love it because it's, like you said, it took a year just to stage, and then it took another year to execute. I fucking love that. And then and we all, like, we hear, certain plots or whatever, but like, yeah, it's not gonna fucking happen. But it takes time, it gives us something to do. To plan.
The Blimpie's incident was strictly a product of boredom.
Right. And it came to
fruition. It was amazing. It happened.
The fact that it happened, that is just it's one of the best pranks I've ever heard.
Absolutely. Do you ever text Meston now and just say salsa?
You should.
I'm going to as soon as we're done before you get the show.
Yeah, before it posts. This won't post for another week.
I might send him a snap like mid-broadcast. It's salsa.
I love that. And then yeah, I love the story because I know Paige well too. You, zero fucks. Don't give a fuck. You don't care about hurting people's feelings. I love that. Like, you're just real as fuck. Paige, sweetheart, one of the nicest people. Right? You know what I mean? So I love it. And I've heard the story tons of times. I never get tired of hearing the story, dude. That's why I said earlier before you told the story, I'm like, I fucking tell people like, oh, you, like, hey, tell the story, asshole. Like, no, I love this story. So I've heard the story. Like I said, I've heard the story. We've had Meston on the podcast. He told the story. Yeah. Told it great. Winey just told it great now. I think we're going to have to edit it, put it separate, so if anybody just wants to hear just the Blimpie story. And then I've also heard it where all 3 of them were together at Harris's going away thing. Yeah. And then just seeing, like, even without, like, so the story was going on, and then him, Winey and Meston are going back and forth. But then Paige would chime in and be like, "Oh, and just seeing like the pain on her face.
She probably had like the fear
anxiety on her face. I'm just like, "Oh my god, you poor thing!" Like, And she was that traumatized.
How
me.
far
She's got
into-
sandwich PTSD.
For sure.
How far into drilling were we? Because she's met a handful of us. Like I know I met her. So she had not met anybody from the unit, or just happened to not meet Meston.
She had never met Meston, as far as I'm concerned. There might have been some times they were around each other. But there might not have been like a face-to-face introduction. Like, hey, this is Ryan Meston. But we all get together in like groups. Mm-hmm. There's probably an instance where she had seen, but it was a total black op. It was totally covert.
Approximately, or what year was this?
I'm going to put it at, I'll say the sandwich incident would be 2010, maybe 9. I mean, something like that, maybe 11. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's
it was
tough.
after you were on the job?
It was after. Afterwards.
Was it after the codeine incident?
It was. This would be after the codeine. This was after the codeine incident. This is an incident that...
It was before me, because he used to live with me, and it was before that. So I'm trying to think. I don't know. It doesn't make too much of a difference, of, when it was. But yeah, man, I love that story. It's one of my favorite stories. And then on top of that, like, just such a good fucking storytelling, man.
Absolutely. Since you brought up the codeine incident, because Messa kind of mentioned it, and you said you got some more, so if you want to like retell that story, because I wasn't there for this.
Okay.
And I'm sure, I think when Meston told it, I was pretty hammered or pretty faded, so I don't remember a ton of it. But what was that specific incident?
This one, and that probably was when they might have had their first face-to-face time. This idea was, this is brought to me by Big E. This idea is, hey, again, this is board drill talking. This is an idea that was birthed out of boredom. Hey, let's all get together. We all drilled in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not all of us live in Lincoln. We're from all over the state.
Right.
We're not
different states too.
Yeah, different states. I mean, people where it's not the epicenter where we all come from. Like any military unit, you got guys are from all over the place. Guys are driving 3-4 hours to get there, and so it's hard for everyone to get together on a non-drill weekend. And so someone said, "Well, let's get together and let's fuck around on a non-drill weekend." Sure, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we decided to do it in the city that's not where we drill at, which is good because some of us don't live there.
It's smart.
And Big E thought, hey, Winey, if you want to host, I got a guy who wants to cook for us. And he wants to come over. He's like a Puerto Rican guy, something like that.
Okay. Just a friend of his?
Yeah, Albert or something, whatever his name is.
I don't know. I know of the name just because I've heard of like him hanging around back then. I don't think I've ever met him or anything.
He's a Puerto Rican or a Dominican guy, but he goes, hey, this guy will come over. If you just want to get a keg or you want to have beer or tell people BYOB, this guy will come over and he'll cook for everyone. Have it be like a kind of like a Latin cookout kind of thing. Right. He's got this Dominican, like a wok or something like that, right? Spicy. What was that guy? Was it Albert? What's that guy's name again? Alberto. Okay, so I had it right minus the O.
Yeah. And he was. I just left the room, so I didn't hear it. But yeah, he's has some kind of PTSD from being deployed. But he was Air Force, so he had prescriptions for certain things, kind of deal. And
I didn't really know anything about this whistle dick, and so this guy, this fucking schmo, big. I trust Big E. Maybe this is just his big joke on us. So you won, but he says, "Yeah, this guy will have a cookout, have everybody over." So I said, "Yeah, hey,
your place."
I was renting a house. I was a candidate at the time.
Off of Pacific, right?
I was off of Pine Street, so I was.
I was going to say.
I would say in the vicinity of 6-2 and Pine is where I'll say.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the exact scene because there were some illegal things done that night.
I was going to say I could probably tell you the exact address.
You might know right off the cuff, but this guy. Seemed like a super nice guy. He came over. I had a keg. I think that throughout the night, I bet about 80, 90 people came and went throughout the house.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah, the keg was dry.
Quick,
I
bet.
Probably about like 2.5 hours maybe.
Yeah.
So I get a keg and this guy cooks. People eat his food up. He brings a shit ton of food.
That's all. I mean, that's awesome that he did that.
He did,
sure.
and he also said, "Hey, I'm gonna bring a jungle juice, like a drink over."
Okay.
It's like, hey, that's fine. Go
Even
ahead.
Better.
Yeah, it was perfect. You're going to come to my house. You're going to cook for all these people. So we had tiki torches in the backyard. It was awesome. So, friends come over. A lot of my friends, some Army buddies come over. Spicy's back there. The Brother Z are back there. Danny Molina's back there. We're hanging out, and like I said, the guy makes food to eat. He goes and he makes this jungle juice. It's a purple Gatorade based drink. He's got lifesavers and shit floating in there, and he's got the top off so like girls can walk up and it's like, oh, there's candy in the drink. Fucking rack it up. So, they're filling their cups up. Well, I did not know this guy put codeine and smashed up Percocet and put it in the drink.
That's something you have to tell people.
Right.
You have to tell because people could die. Like,
well, and I'm fucked up when I find out about it, and so. And
how did it came out? I mean, how did you find out? Do you remember?
Because
you were drinking it too.
Here's the problem with all this is the details in this are so hazy.
Well, yeah,
and everyone's fucking acting loopy
because everybody's drinking this stuff.
Oh fuck! I'd never had anything like that before.
I've never been a part of anything or seen anything like that before. So but I think I kind of get the the vibe that you're just like it's not a normal drunk party.
I had never had like a pain med before. I'd had one surgery in my life, and I was in like junior high, and they were giving me morphine like through an IV.
Yeah.
So I never like had an oral pain medicine.
Oh really?
Like Percocet
that shit'll send you to the moon. I tore my ACL in high school, and so I had it reconstructed, and they gave me oxycodone, and I'd take a pill, and next thing I knew, it would be like lunchtime at school. Like I wouldn't remember the whole first half because I've been like just fucking gone.
You feel like you're on a cloud if you take like a Percocet or something.
100%.
It's legit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so basically, he puts this in there. I don't know how much of what or how much he does, but it's one of them orange like high school Gatorade coolers. It's in our kitchen. The majority of people are kind of congregating outside, and people are the keg. It wasn't too bad at first because people were drinking the keg beer.
Right.
But the keg does get tapped, and then people turn to BYOB or this jungle juice that Alfredo or whatever the fucking whatever his name is has made in the kitchen, and people start drinking that stuff, and people are getting loopy. I mean, I don't know, those are like 5-gallon jugs, right?
Yep.
So we got a 5-gallon jug of codeine and Percocet.
Yeah.
And
And at this point, have you had any?
I've had about probably 3 cups of it.
Jesus.
And
so did you feel like there's something not right, or were you just thinking, because I'm sure you went through, helped obviously diminish the keg.
I was already drunk before I had the first cup of it.
Okay.
And I think I had a cup, and when I was either mid-cup or at the end of that cup, I was informed by Big E, what do you think of that stuff? And I said, we don't have beer, so this is what it's got to be.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, yeah, but that's that stuff should be taking you long. I was like, what'd you guys put in here? And it's like
what alcohol's in here?
Everclear. And he was like, yeah, it was vodka, Gatorade, and then Alberto put a couple bottles of codeine in a whole pill bottle of Percocet.
Jesus.
And smashed it up in like a pedestal or what, I don't know. I mean, and so I don't know. Like in the movies when all of a sudden someone like tells you that you're doing something. Like when the characters like switch the drinks and they realize they're drinking their own, they like focus on it real fast.
Right.
I realized what I was drinking, and I was drunk, and I said, "Well, fuck it." and I threw it down, and I went and got another cup.
Right.
And then I started telling people what was in there.
Which is good that you started telling people.
Oh yeah, I started telling people, and then I got another cup of it. But people, it spread. People had already had it.
Yeah.
People had already been drinking it. People were already fucked up off of it.
Yeah.
People continued to drink it after they found out what was in there, and that at that point it's like, well, that's fine.
That's on.
And then I was having a huge conflict of interest. I'm drunk. I'm like, hold on a second. Obviously, it's my house.
Right.
This is here. These people are drinking this shit. People are getting behind the wheel. It's like, I got to make a decision.
It's different if it wasn't your house. I mean, it's still not, people shouldn't be drinking and driving ever.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're drinking that or not. But if it wasn't your house and you like didn't like it, you could leave. Or if something happened, you could fucking bounce. But the fact that it's your house and you didn't know about it, that's fucked.
And on top of that, like, it's an opioid. It's a narcotic.
Yeah, absolutely.
People have allergies to those things.
Yeah.
Those opioids depress your breathing drive. Like, people could actually overdose, die, and then, absolutely, in your house. White chicks dying in your house is a problem for anybody. Shit, who you are.
You can't have dead white girls getting on. It's a no-go.
That's a no-go all day, day.
And things slowed down.
Okay.
So when you had that stuff, it was like
that
things
purple drink.
Things just slowed down, and it was just like, well, I mean, so you kind of felt like you were on a cloud. It was a bizarre feeling, and everybody was just loose, and that guy like fucking bailed. So.
It's probably smart on it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't remember seeing him. The cooler gets cashed. That's 5 gallons that people go down.
God,
and he's packed up his walk or whatever he's drinking.
Was he drinking?
Oh, he was drinking the stuff. It was just a fucking nutty thing, you know?
Yeah.
And you'd think if you were, like, at someone's house, hey, I'm going to come cook for you and I'm going to spike all your guests.
Right. Or, like, have something on there. Because, like you said, people are allergic. If somebody was
Right.
allergic to that, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been dangerous. And I know this is, like, all about good times, the cast, the haze, funny stories.
Mm-hmm.
This was pretty wild, the fact that the audacity someone did that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is...
But
this is-
nobody died.
Nobody died. People
so.
got fucked up. I was fucked up.
Yeah.
And I guess I can parlay that into the morning. So at some point, things wind down. I'm kicking people out because I am fucked up. I'm drunk and probably high off this stuff.
Right.
And I'm telling guys, you got to get out of the house. I got to leave. I can't leave this house unsupervised. So I'm telling people to go until it's only people I know personally.
Right.
So we get down to like
Been
15,
there.
20 people that I know personally. There's no outsiders. I tell everybody, hey, lock the door. You all stay here. I got to go rack out. I'm done.
Right.
I've been up all day getting ready for this party. Cool, see ya. Everybody racks out. The party's ending. This is at like probably 2:33 in the morning.
Okay.
I get up at about 6:45, 6:30. I just wake up. You know, like that drunk anxiety you get. You wake up.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like shit. What I do? I get up and I go downstairs. I'm like, I need some water. There are people still drinking in my kitchen, and there are people I don't know at this point.
What?
Oh my god! So you guys all know. I'm gonna not say his name.
Right.
You guys know him. He's a friend of mine, but he had gone up to the bar up the street, the trackside lounge.
Okay. Yeah.
And he had drank some of the purple drink, and then ventured out of the house to go to a bar.
Oh shit.
Met some people at the bar, and brought them back to my house for
my
an after
God,
bar.
dude.
And they were dudes.
Oh no.
And then these dudes were hanging out with my buddy in the kitchen, still drinking at 6:30 in the morning for after bar. So I woke up, and to my dismay, I was like,
who the fuck are you?
"Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah.
I tossed them all out of there. It was just
Right.
not good.
Yeah.
And then I ripped his ass. And that's the Percocet story. So, Alberto, you're a fucking slime ball.
Yeah.
That's
And
fun.
I hope all the bad things in life happen to you
And only
and
you.
nobody else but you.
Now, you said you had gone to that party, right?
Yeah.
Spicy?
So my whole deal was, I knew Alberto because my ex, his best friend was dating Alberto,
Okay.
and he was a scumbag. All I knew about him was he was an Air Force guy who claimed to get injured while deployed. He would sell prescription drugs. He was abusive. He's the same guy when we had Meston on the podcast. He took Meston somewhere and then they got a gun pulled on him or whatever. Like he's just
What the fuck?
he's just a shady, real shitty dude. So I remember this. I was with my ex and like her daughter at the time, which was in 09, probably like 5 years old. So
Right.
I knew my main man Winey was having a party, a bunch of Army guys there, and I want to say that UFC fights around that night. Am I
I think
wrong?
that was something the whole thing was kind of centered around.
Yeah, I think UFC fights around that night. So I'm like, well, obviously, I'm not going to stay long if we got a 5-year-old at a Winey party
Right.
or any adult party. It was no kids. That was the only kid.
Right.
But I think we were pretty close. So we're like, fuck it, let's stop. We might have stayed for 45 minutes or something like that. So yeah, we showed up. Ton of Army guys there, like Winey said, Wilburn, Molina, the Vascos, people like the local guys, not
Right.
the Lincoln guys. So I remember showing up, being like, "Hey, what's up?" Giving daps and hugs to everybody. Had a couple drinks.
Hi, Camus.
I probably had,
Camus, up, girl?
yeah, I probably had, within an hour, maybe drinking hard, maybe like 4 drinks,
Right.
And I remember, hey man, I'd love to stay. You know what? We gotta go.
Right.
So I remember going home. On the way home, I wasn't drunk. That was the only thing I drank.
Right.
Like I didn't pregame or whatever. Like I said, we were out or maybe shopping or doing something. On the way home, I'm like, well, I'm not drunk, but I'm starting not to feel good. I got home and I started vomiting. I was puking.
Fuck.
I got sick, and I'm like, I didn't drink too
Did
much.
you think it was that? I mean, were you like, it has to be that?
You know,
or
I
were
don't
you
know. I
just
think
were-
we
were
ate
for-
along the day. I
Okay.
don't remember what we did that day, but I remember just being like, well, I'm not drunk. Obviously, I could drink a little bit,
Right.
I'm not. I didn't have enough. So I was kind of like, that's weird. I have had. I've had a couple. I have surgery for a broken nose. I had surgery for a broken hand. I've had prescription drugs before, and I've vomited off of those before.
Okay.
Like my stomach, when it comes to food, I'll fucking eat anything. Hot sauces, fucking weird
Yeah,
mixtures.
absolutely.
It's not weak in that way, but when it comes to prescription meds, I've had problems with vomiting,
Yeah.
like just nausea. So, but I didn't put that together with that.
Yeah, I mean,
just
why
figured
would you, though?
Yeah,
Why would you?
Yeah, I just figured we ate. So I can't remember where we ate earlier. It might have been that sandwich. Where's that sandwich place on Dodge? It doesn't matter. But anyway, I thought it was maybe that. And then later on, I found out about the codeine kind of deal. And I think we had Messin on the podcast. Messin was like, no, man, everybody knew about it. I'm like, dude, I was there for like 45 minutes. Like, I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? Like, had I known that, I don't need.
I would have only just had 3 cups instead of 4.
Yeah. So I'm with you, man. Fuck Alberto, and that's, man, for me, just throwing up. Fuck, that's not that bad. For you, dude, you lucked out because honestly, somebody with the allergy to narcotics or opioids or somebody would have had too much. Like, you have too much beer. You got chicks falling out, passing out, puking. You have somebody overdose on opioids. It's good night.
Yeah,
they stop breathing.
Saturdays are not for the girls.
Yeah, they stop. Well, I mean, even
They're not Saturdays for the boys.
But
they're for the boys.
No, but even crack a cold ones, cup of cold ones for the boys. No, but and I didn't mean like that. But a dude too. A dude could have took 10 cups of that, and it's good night. Alcohol overdose. Yeah, you're puking. You're nauseous. Opioid overdose. Your pupils get pinpoint. Your respiratory drive stops and you stop breathing, and eventually after that your heart stops beating.
Jesus.
Honestly, somebody could have died, or they could have left, car accident or whatever. Well, fuck, and then the whole city's coming down on Winey like, you motherfucker, like you're out here killing people.
Spicy's out here working out he's trying to get an endorsement from Mothers Against Drunk Driving. This is your public service announcement from Spicy. So
You're welcome, Mad.
bitches.
Mad.
Yeah, but yeah, that's an interesting story.
That's
I'm glad you
fucked.
brought it up. I wouldn't even.
Yeah,
thought about it, man.
and the details are hazy, and I guess even if I did know about it, like Vasco said, sometimes I'm just gonna, ignorance is bliss, and
Yeah.
I didn't know about it. So
Right.
maybe I knew about it, but the problem is I was fucked up.
Oh, for sure,
fucked up.
dude. For sure,
I was
man.
fucked up.
Even.
And there was a girl I was trying to perv on there too, so it's kind of like, it's not your.
Sure, yell a name out. What's up?
Shouts out, Paige.
Better not. Yeah, Paige.
Oh, that's dark. Jesus.
That was the infancy of our relationship.
So, yeah, dude, it's fucked up. And yeah, like fuck Alberto. You did have good parties there when you used to live off a Pine, and
We had a good time there. We got some miles out of that house. It was a good rental house.
I had a house like that on 67. So
Ran through that bitch. It was good.
Love that house. Another thing that I want to talk to you about is you are sitting with 2 guys who don't partake in fantasy football at all and don't ever plan to. And
boys.
You're one of the biggest fantasy football guys, so I want to hear your opinion on it. Like, why do you love it? Like, because I know you have a good league. You guys do like trophies. You do. When I think of fantasy football, I think of like you and your group of friends who do it because I see it on Snapchat and shit. I just never got into it. So, and I don't. I would be too obsessed with it. Like Spice and I were talking about it today because I told him I wanted to bring it up to you. And I just think I would obsess over it too much and it just would take away just like the game for me. So, but like, what's your relationship with it? Because it's got to be a love-hate thing, right?
I love fantasy football, and it's funny. I was just like you. I was a skeptic. I was kind of unsure about it at first. And the guy who got me into it basically told me, hey, you're a Chiefs guy. You're a Chiefs fan. Do you watch any other NFL? And I say, not really. It's kind of unwatchable for me. I'm a big football guy.
Right.
He said, well, then this is why I love it. It makes every game watchable because you might have a player in a game.
Which does make sense.
And he's right.
Because you did it for baseball, too, even for a little bit,
I did fantasy
right?
baseball. I'm a sports nut.
Yeah. You're one of the bigger sports nuts that... I mean, I am, too, but I'm not as religious about it as you. But, by the way, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. Go
Fuck
Chiefs. Kareem
yes.
Hunt, you are the shit. It makes every game watchable. Mm-hmm. I could be watching a Seattle versus Colts game and not give a fuck what happens, but I might have Russell Wilson as my quarterback. And all of a sudden you're like, well, I want to watch the game now. I want to watch the game. You have a stake in it. It makes the NFL more watchable, and NFL football is so much more pure than college. But I think I like college football more because I like the imperfections of it. I like that these guys they're not gods, they're human. It's
right.
I like they're not they're young kids, more scrambling quarterbacks. It's football is more pure in college. In pros, there's so much that are bullshit. But fantasy football is great. You guys have seen my Snapchats. Sundays are kind of like a holiday for me during football season. Yeah. I commission a league, and I am a loser, and I have a TV in a garage and a bar. In my garage I have a TV, I have a bar, I have couches out there.
I love it, man.
I'm a loser, and my wife absolutely hates it. She knows that Sundays, if I'm off duty, The league, and I have usually 100% participation.
Is it just people
on
from your
fantasy.
shift?
There's only one other fireman.
Oh, okay.
That is in there. All these other guys are like just guys from I grew up with and stuff like that.
Oh,
it's
nice.
a tight knit group,
Right.
And we usually have 100% participation. Everybody shows up on Sundays if the other guy's not on shift, and we basically at 11 o'clock in the morning, people show up. Both the garage doors get open, and
Dude,
the
that's
garage is
fucking
open.
phenomenal.
You guys are more welcome to ever come participate in
Yeah,
one. But
yeah,
from about
I love
11
it.
o'clock to about 7:30, 8, 9 o'clock p.m., we're either drinking. I got NFL Red Zone fired up. There's music playing in the background, and
Yeah,
there's
'cause
really
you
no
can-
telling what's going to happen.
Yeah, and you got an area where because you're big into golf, where you like people are chipping and
I'm a
shit.
big
like
golfer
that.
also. Yeah, I got a chipping green in the yard.
That's fucking
We got
love
bag
it.
toss. We've got airsoft pistols out there. We're shooting at cans. People are throwing knives.
It's the place to be on
it's
Sundays,
just-
from what I hear.
It's silliness. It's fun. It's a good spot. It's good because it's a garage, so you can do whatever you want. You can spill beer. Nothing fucking matters. It's a good
Right.
time. But yeah, I'm a big fantasy football guy.
Hell yeah.
If this was like a call-in show, I could give people fantasy football advice, like Matt Berry or something like that. But no, fantasy football is awesome. You need to get like a Nasty and Friends league going. All your
Right.
guests you've ever had Nasty and Friends, I'll commission a league for you guys. So if next year you guys want to start a league up, you just talk to all your guests you ever had in the show. We could have an actual Nasty and Friends fantasy football
Right.
league.
What's the name of your league? Do you have like something fancy or?
We are called the League of Oppression.
Nice.
Right now, my fantasy football team. This name is Randy Marsh equals Lord.
Yes,
That's actually my fantasy football team's
I love
name
it.
this year.
That's one of my favorite things, or names. It's some of my favorite. Like we have Spencer. He comes on podcast, and it's one of my best friends. I work with him and shit. And he had last year. He had Antonio Brown, and so his team name was #Browns Life Matters, which is great. But then he said in one of his main league, his buddy has Kareem Hunt, and the name of his team is Peaches and Kareem. Like, I fucking love that. That's like probably my favorite part about it. It's just like hearing like the names or like "Touch Down My Pants" is always a popular one. And shit like that.
I've always been like more of a fan of. I don't like to play on players' names. I like to hit on like social issues.
Yeah.
So like one year, my team name was the Japanese Reactors. Yeah, just shit like that. You know,
Right.
there's some like big event, so I usually like to kind of play on that. So Trump is a big popular name in our league this year, and
Right.
That's low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
it's
I
too
would
easy to
think
make fun
so.
of that guy. So. I'm a huge South Park guy. We can
Oh,
get into that later. But
oh
fuck,
yeah.
I am
Fuck
like.
yes.
I think you and I are on the same page. I don't know, Spice, if you're a big South
No,
Park guy.
not as much as you guys. I'll catch it every
man.
now and then, but
I was so pissed it wasn't on last Wednesday because I thought it was supposed to be new, and
They
then I
do
was like,
blackouts every season.
yeah,
so
which is fine. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure I don't miss it.
I think there's 2 more blackouts this season. So they always do like 3 episodes blackout, 3 episodes blackout. And
Yeah.
there's but I'm a huge Trey Parker, Matt Stone are fucking geniuses.
Absolutely.
I think the
They're
show's
some of the-
brilliant.
They're some of the most brilliant minds of our
yeah.
time, in my opinion.
They can tell you a fart joke and you can learn a life lesson in the same sentence. That's a skill.
South Park, I was talking to Spencer about it because he loves South Park too. He loves South Park. You and then like me are the only ones that I know that like love it. Harris, another one. He loves it as well. And
Harris, welcome back from deployment, brother.
yes,
welcome back.
Absolutely. We always like will text like when they have a new episode and shit. And like to me, Spencer and I were talking at work the other day. Like if you don't like South Park, like I judge you. Like even if I get it, if you don't like cartoons, you don't like the stupid humor. But if you can't watch it and appreciate what South Park is doing, then we have problems.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking awful. Randy Marsh may be the best character of all time on any show. Like he is absolutely fucking phenomenal. He's my favorite. Him and Cartman I absolutely love. So
Randy Marsh is underrated. He is underrated. He's a fantastic character.
absolutely.
Fantastic.
But just get back to your fantasy. Like you guys, so you have a trophy. Do you guys do anything for the losers? Like a lot of those fantasy people do. Like we got to get tattoos. I know you guys don't do anything.
That's my
like that.
problem is right now. I want to enforce harsher penalties in the league. I got some guys who are really kind of resistant to that. Last year I said, hey, look, I want the loser to go down to. There's a really popular intersection in Omaha that's known for, let's call them urban pioneers. Like to stand and hold signs asking for money. And so I proposed last year. It's still in negotiations right now. I'm a staunch negotiator, so I think I'll get my way. But I want to have it where the loser has to stand down on 72nd and Dodge.
okay.
during rush hour traffic with a sign saying "I suck at fantasy football."
Yeah.
For how long?
I'd say a good hour. I'd say like from 5
okay.
to 6. Not a big deal.
No,
I think
that's not
you
that
see a
bad.
lot of leagues that do stuff like that.
Right.
But there's got to be some shame to it. And then I also had a pretty good idea of. I had this idea that come to me the other day. I was thinking like, what's something really embarrassing? And I think if people don't say that, we usually have a fantasy football payout party at the end of the year. So we go to a bar. Everyone gets there's some money. There's some cash being exchanged.
Of course.
This isn't a free thing. There's some money
Yeah,
involved in this. And we go to a bar. There's a kitty that's built up on the side, so usually your drinks are paid for most of the night.
Nice.
But I have this idea now where if people are going to reject that, then we need to make it a social outing. And so I think I'm going to propose if you guys won't make the loser stand on a street corner by himself, then we need to all go, and I want the loser to go and to a coffee shop during a slam poetry night and get up and say something like during a slam poetry. Like I want him to get up there and say something. His poem be like smash.
Yeah. And this way you guys can just when he's done, you can just
Yeah. I think that'd be like perfect. Just if you lose, then you got to go to a slam poetry night. We're gonna sit down. You're gonna get up there. And you're going to rattle off your verses. And that's the deal.
fuck. Put me on the corner. I'd rather do the corner for an hour than that.
I mean,
No doubt.
there's got to be some more.
Right.
It's got to be more of a rush. There's got to be motivation to not lose.
No, I get, if you
Other than
ever
I just lose my money, there's got to be some public shame.
right. Have you ever lost in your league?
I have never been last place before.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I
never
mean,
been
you've won it
I've won it before. I've always been consistently in the top 3.
Okay.
My name is on the trophy. We got a really nice trophy.
Yeah.
The trophy's called the Connor McLeod Trophy. I don't know if that name.
I didn't know it had a name. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. I
Yeah,
bet
it's
if you
called
say,
the Connor McLeod. You guys familiar with the Highlander series?
I'm familiar. I don't know anything about it, but I know of it.
Good bad movies. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah,
I know
the movies
I've
and
not
shit. I just
watched
like I said, I've seen them, but it's
Yeah.
been I was probably 10 when I saw them.
The premise of the movie is there can only be one. I guess the quick rundown of this movie is these guys are like immortals, and they're fighting for the ultimate prize, the last man standing, and you gotta cut the guy's head off. So these
Right.
guys are fucking running around with swords,
Yeah.
cutting each other's heads off. And then when you cut a guy's head off, you say, "There can only be one." That's the line for the league is. There can only be one.
That's
So
awesome.
that's
I
why
love
it's the
that.
Connor
I love
McLeod
that.
Trophy.
Yeah.
If you win it, you get your name engraved in the side of it. It's a nice trophy.
Yeah, it
If
is.
you lose, the trophy is a 25-ounce Keystone Ice can.
You've been iced.
That I got from Phil's down on 30th and Ames for 99 cents. I paid for it in change. And it is attached to a base, and it just says loser, and has a penis drawn on it.
Nice.
And the other rule is when you win, the trophy has got to be on public display in your living room, and when you lose, the trophy's got to be on public display in your living room for the whole year. So
Okay.
if you lose, you have a Keystone Ice can attached to a base with a cock drawn on it on your mantelpiece in your living room.
That's awesome.
And our loser has stayed true to form. He's got it on his nice living room sitting right there. So your family comes over, you cannot put that shit away.
Right.
No, you cannot.
And I've heard of stuff like that. So if anybody in the league comes over and it's down, what's the penalty for that?
We've never discussed that. And
Okay.
I'm actually glad you just said that because that's something we got. Like I said, the public shaming. We got to delve into we need like a 10 Commandments. We need.
Yeah, as long as you got guys that have high integrity, that you know that they're not gonna
Yeah.
display the loser, trophy. But yeah, I mean, there should obviously be consequences that if you show up at their house and it's like, where the fuck's your fucking Keystone Ice trophy?
I gotta get the trophy registered with the Department of Health and Human Services.
Oh yeah,
Or the welfare services, so
Yeah.
they can just randomly show up and make
Right.
sure that fucker's on there.
yeah.
And
we're
if it's
just doing
not,
a
you're
quick
fucking ring them up.
Mr. Smith, we're just doing a quick inspection. Okay, you're good to go. All right, have a good day.
Yeah, where's that fucking trophy at?
Mm-hmm.
So, the league's good. I know that you and Pags are not big fantasy football guys. I
No.
love it. I adore it.
Yeah,
It makes Sundays awesome. It makes all pro football watchable because
Yeah.
they're all assholes. They're overpaid divas.
yeah,
They're a bunch of fuckboys.
yeah, yeah.
But if you add that to it, you can get your taste and you can fuck around with your friends.
Yeah.
It's good. Other than that, I'm not a big fan of pro football players.
I hear you. I think Pags is on the same boat as me. I love football. I love college football way more than pro football.
Mm-hmm.
I just never got into fantasy football. I'll watch NFL. I'm real competitive too when it comes to gaming and stuff like that. I'm just like, it's going to take too much time. I enjoy hearing you talk about fantasy. Camus's oldest plays fantasy, and I'm like, hey, who do you got this week? And I'll talk about it with people, but I just don't have an interest to play. We do, however, are in the death pool. So if you, I know we talked about it before the season. If you won in next year, we got a shit ton of people going. the cap is unlimited. It just has to be people we know so that we could get money. So
Right.
It's going to be closed for invitation only, but if you want
I gotta ask you guys, are you worried at all about bad
ghosts,
karma?
No.
ghosts,
Because
No.
I'm telling you, I don't want
So-
like David Carradine's ghost with a belt around his neck.
So we
fucking
kind of talked about this last week, but the thing about it is like their thing is like their slogan is everybody's gonna die, might as well have fun. And so the thing is I'm not like honestly I have Ric Flair on my list. When he went down, I didn't have a hit at that point. I did not have it. I didn't want him to die because I honestly do like Ric Flair.
Yeah.
But if he happened to die, I'm getting those goddamn points.
He's
and
gonna die.
And he was a solo pick, so I mean I get 25 extra bonus points. So that's the only one in our funeral home to get. So I don't choose people. I choose people who I think are gonna die, not who I want to die. So I don't think that there's any karma. And the thing is, the league, it has official rules. The number one rule is you can't kill anybody for points.
Right.
Like it's literally against league rules to go kill somebody.
God, that's
to try-
morbid as fuck.
But it's Doug Stanhope. You know who Doug Stanhope is? The
I
comedian.
don't.
You don't know, dude? He's one of the
Phenomenal
all-time
stand-ups.
best comedians, dude. He's
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
Has he got a Netflix?
Like, I mean, he's a
Yes.
yeah. He's
I'll fire him up.
He's a comics comic. Like, I mean, he's like people who are comics go to see him that they
Yeah.
crack. Everybody's like he is one of the best. Is what
He's
they
so
say.
good, yeah.
He's phenomenal. I love him, but he's morbid. Like he
used to be on the Man Show, right?
Yeah.
Him and
The
Rogan.
original Man Show. It was
Rogan.
him and Joe Rogan. Like,
Oh, so he was the Corolla before Corolla.
Right,
Okay, all
right. And so the thing about it is, like, I mean, he has a bit where it's a fantastic bit about how he helped his mom commit suicide because she was, like, dying of cancer and shit. And then he wrote a book about it and shit. And it's, I'm just telling you, he's
That's so
morbid
good.
shit.
I was just gonna say don't spoil that, but
No,
yeah,
I'm
that-
not going to spoil
that,
the bit,
He
but...
should have just gave her a codeine and Percocet and fucking drink from
Yeah,
Toronto.
something like that.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what it-
something like
yeah.
that.
No, that
But-
it's at the Beer Hall Push. Is that stand-up special?
I think so.
And that one used to be on Netflix. It might still be on there. It's great. He gives in the NFL. He goes into charities and cancers. And
Yeah, he's
people
phenomenal.
walking for stuff. Like he's a phenomenal stand-up. If you like stand-up, so good.
Yeah.
I'm starting to delve into it a little bit. Like I said,
Okay.
you got me to Bo Burnham. I was not. I've
Yeah.
never been a huge stand-up guy. You turned me on to that guy.
It's fun. We were bumping him last
he's
night.
funny.
I fucking love that guy.
I don't want to lose the sight of the death pool because I do have a question about that. So
yeah, and I want to hold on. So I want to. Something else came up, but I want to stay on the death pool real quick. Go ahead,
I got some questions. So, okay, so like in fantasy football, you know, if a running back scores a touchdown or a quarterback throws for a touchdown, there's
Right.
a point differential.
Yep.
So, say if you pick a guy who is like 50
Uh-huh.
and he dies at a younger age, do you get more points for
So-
taking a swing on a guy who's younger?
So what happens is it's their age minus 100. So if they're 50, you get 50 points if they die. If
Oh,
they're 20,
fuck.
yeah. But where a lot of people do is they get bonus points. So say like if Ric Flair would have died, he was like 67 or whatever. I would have got 100 minus 67 those points, and then I would have got an extra 25 points because I was the only one who had him. Now, if you get somebody, they die on their birthday, there's points. I think if you pick somebody who's black and they die in February,
Black
you get
History Month.
Yeah, Black
Points.
History Month, you get bonus
Oh,
points
this is
for
totally
that.
fucked up.
Yeah,
breast cancer if they die
yeah.
of cancer.
Suicide, you get the Kurt Cobain
Yep.
bonus points.
Drug overdose, you get the Amy Winehouse bonus. There's bonuses for
and that's
a lot.
where I mean you gotta understand like the top funeral home right now they have 9 people. I did the math the other day. They're beating us by like 1,400 points. Like these people have like 6-7 hits, and you can pick up to it's 10
20.
or
So it's
20.
not,
No, 20.
So it's not
20.
your own league. It's a league you're in collectively.
Well, no, we're doing the money within our own league, but there's 198 other teams or funeral homes
called
on the
funeral
website.
homes, yep.
Right now, we're ranked 87th out of all of them.
Oh, wow.
So
So, there's
we're-
people that are getting hits. Like,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're playing each
That's
other
right, it's
in our
20
funeral
people.
home, and then we're I guess competing against other
As a
funeral
team,
homes. Yeah,
to other
As a
funeral
team, other
homes.
funeral homes. So we're in our funeral home. We're just competing with the ones in there. So you pick your 20 people. It starts January 15th. It goes till December 31st. There's even bonuses for if you get a hit on the last day. I got a hit on within 12 hours of it starting.
yeah.
Fuck, what was his name?
Jimmy
we got-
Snoop-
Superfly Jimmy Snook. He died within 12 hours of his starting, so I immediately jumped in the first place. I've been in first place
Yeah.
all year.
yeah.
It was a hard stopping beginning for you.
Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
I've had and like me. There's people on there that you get like I had half. A bunch of people had half.
Yeah,
There's
I had
91. That's 9 points.
Yeah.
I also had
There's 92 because it's 8. Because I'm
Basically
I
playing like confidence pool
Right.
points. kind of
right.
thing.
Yeah, type of thing. And the thing is there are some oldest people in the world. So say if they're 101 points, and say they die, you lose a point. But if you're the only one who have them, you get the bonus points.
Right.
But there's some people, somebody was 100.
Or if they get shot or suicide
Right.
at 101 years old,
Right.
they get bonus points.
But there was somebody who was 102, and the only two people on the site that had him were in the same funeral home. So they both lost points.
That's
Because they didn't
crazy.
get any bonus points because they're over 100.
shit.
Because it's 100 minus their age. And so obviously they'll take points away.
There's a threshold.
Yeah,
So, so
absolutely.
for me, I hit Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and when I was finalizing my list of 20, he was, I think, the last person I put on there. 12 hours later, it started. He died. I was the first person to get a hit, so I got a 20-point bonus. I was the only one in our funeral home that had him, so I had a 20-point bonus. So right off the bat, I got like 77 points.
Yeah.
Off of somebody. I would have just had 47 points.
So
Right.
what's like the leading score in the clubhouse right now? Who's leading? Who's your?
I'm in first place with four hits.
4 hits and 100. I'll look it up. It's
Okay.
like 160 something
Yeah.
points.
So,
Is that a good enough to lock it up for the year?
No,
well,
you
the
never
thing
know, man.
is we talked about this last week on the podcast, but we're kind of in a limbo stage because our top 3 people, him, Lemek, and then Long, are the top 3, but they all have what's the terrorist guy's name?
Baghdadi, al-Baghdadi.
Yeah.
He's
And
the leader of ISIS.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's 55 points, but there's information that he might not actually be dead.
Yeah.
So if he comes back, those points, and that'll fuck us as a team,
Yeah.
but then he'll still stay in first, but then his sister jumps ahead of Long in
J-O.
third place, like if I did the math. But right now, I'm tied. We have 13 people in our funeral home. I'm tied for 9th because I just have 1 hit. And it was Hugh. I had Hugh. But right now we have Spicy, who's in first place.
Yeah.
I can turn here. He has 160 points. Lemek's in second with 106. Long, 98. J-Ho, 46. And then it goes point-wise from 5th all the way down to 8th. It goes like 38, 19. And then my brother Mikey, brings up the rear with 4 points. But we have 3 people who do not have hits, which I think is, as a funeral home's pretty goddamn
Right.
good. 13 people.
It's not
only-
bad.
Yeah. So it's fun, man. I check it
Yeah.
every day. Like I see it when I follow them on Twitter, and they're usually really quick about posting if
on,
somebody
yeah.
dies. So as soon as I see that, I instantly go to the website to see, and I try
Yeah.
to text.
I mean,
everybody
within
and
the
shit.
last week or so, you had Hef died, you had Tom Petty died, and then you just had Ralphie May die yesterday.
Right.
So people are like, oh, they'll text me, like, oh, you got someone in your death pool? I'm like, fuck, I didn't. Like you were saying, I don't even know that guy died.
Right.
It is morbid. I have a lot of shitty people, there's people that I picked out of my 20 because I have some older people, like people that I don't want to die, like Willie Nelson or something like that. Like I don't really want to
Willie.
die, but if he dies, he dies. Then there's people that I'm like, well, fuck, if this guy dies, it's a win-win. Like Bill
Right.
Cosby,
Right.
Look, I'd have the whole Kardashians on my list.
and they're young.
But
so-
see, that's the thing. Like, because we're playing for money,
Right.
Like, I mean, everybody's putting money in, and besides what it costs for, because
Yeah.
because they're on the website, you have to pay. And I think we did. We had a lot of people back out on us on the last
Yeah.
minute, but I think more and more people are getting. And it's not insanely amount.
What you're buying is like
we decided $30 a person because then we're gonna pay out. I think the top
top
3.
6? No, I think it was the top 6.
guess
I gotta
I'm
look
just
at the
trying to-
email. I gotta look at the email.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around the
think about it
research
if you
this.
want.
Well, the reason why we decided to go 30 is because it's a year. It's a long. I mean, 30.
You're playing the long game.
Yeah, but I mean, there are some people like who do. I mean, there are people like I don't even know that person. How did they have it? But they'll look. This person has cancer. This
researched,
person
yeah.
has Alzheimer's. Like pro wrestlers are fucking phenomenal because they tend to die pretty
Yeah,
early.
oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, you start getting this. Like some people in the league were like, I just thought we were picking people. I'm like, this is for money.
You can do however you want. You can research.
Yeah,
Like,
just
and I'll look into it. And like you hear stuff like, oh, Val Kilmer's got throat cancer. Maybe think about him for later the trade round or next
Right.
year.
Yeah, because they do have trade rounds where you can go and you have like they count down to trade round. Then you have like I think
24 hours.
24 hours where you could trade somebody out for somebody else if you want. You could put a watch list up where it's just right there. They have to be in the database. Sometimes they don't have everybody. You
Yep.
can submit, and then if they agree, then they'll add them into the database.
And you could only on a trade round, you could only pick up somebody who nobody else in your funeral home has.
Right.
If somebody else has them, you can't add them.
but you don't
Multiple
know.
people can add that person in that trade.
There's some
round.
gamesmanship here. There,
there definitely
be
is.
on it. You gotta be on it.
But like I had the leader of ISIS. Like if he dies, who gives a shit? I got Kim Jong Un. I got Bill Cosby. I got George H.W. Bush.
Yeah, there's so
Like,
many
I got a
people who
bunch
have.
of
I don't even
shitbags.
have him. I didn't even think
Three
about
you guys
it.
have got Al Baghdadi, right?
If he's not, if now they're saying he might not be dead. So
Yeah,
then
I mean,
wait
that's
for
what-
intel. And with that one,
160 something points right there. As a team, we would lose, and that would drop us way down overall.
And with that, like say Kim Jong Un, he's a young guy. I want to say he's late 30s, early 40s. So you look at that, like you could play like your sure bets. Like, okay, I'll put Willie Nelson in there, Hugh Hefner, who's 91, George H.W. Bush, who's been in ICU, who's in his 90s, and get 6 points, 5 points, 3 points. Or you could be like, you know what? Chris Brown's crazy.
Right.
Johnny Manziel's risky. He's 27. You hit one of those.
Right.
Boom, that's 70-something points.
When honestly, when he jumped up and he got the first hit, he got like 77 points. I write that in there. I go, nobody's going to beat him. Like,
Right.
they would have to. I mean, I just
still
felt
time.
that way because it's so much. Like,
Yeah.
I thought going into it, and we said this on a podcast, that JPEG, she's doing it,
Yeah.
like my wife. And so she did it. She did, literally, there's a countdown, and when you have to have them submitted, she had her last pick submitted 3 minutes before it closed.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy.
we waited to the very end. And I thought she had the best list only because out of everybody, she had the most solo picks. So I thought bonus point wise, if she could get some hits, she would jump out. But when he jumped out right away,
Yeah.
and last year, celebrities from like October to December dropped. Like, it was a huge
tons of
fourth
them.
quarter last
Yeah.
year for people
Oh, yeah.
for points. So
It's like it's just so weird hearing you guys talk.
It
in
is.
like fantasy football terms about people croaking.
Right,
It's so
but it is.
fucked.
But the thing is it's every day we check it. Anytime somebody dies, no joke, I get a text from my uncle.
Yep.
Harris usually texts me, even though he's not in it because I don't think he couldn't get in time for whatever reason. But 2 or 3 people text me like, "Hey, who has this person? Where do you guys stand?" Like, and like that's why I always put it out on the Nasty and Friends Twitter because we got a lot of people who are interested. Like, my mom asked me the other day. She's like, "You got any hits yet?" And I'm like, "Jesus," because like, wow, like it is. The thing is people are gonna die. Like, I know I'm not wishing for people to die.
Yeah, and it's not like we're here like, oh, come on, unless it's somebody like Kim Jong-un or something like that.
Right.
With that, like, you can't die from a military. Like, you could die, like, if Kim Jong-un gets hit with a drone or something, I would just get the age points. I wouldn't get a point for murder or anything like that because military, it doesn't count as a murder. So you don't get the whatever. There's a bonus for murder. I can't remember.
Yeah,
the
I
name
don't
of
remember
it.
what it is, but
But-
probably the John Wilkes Booth points.
Something like that. But no, but usually I'm not like, oh, come on, die already. There's a couple people that I am kind of like that.
Right. Yeah, it's insane.
But if they die anyway, that's just Pedialyte, my man.
I just realized you guys were sipping on Pedialyte, and I was like,
Yeah.
you guys are fucking getting drunk
Yeah,
and getting your electrolytes going.
That's what we mix it
Hydrated.
with.
It's well, I think there's a system to that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
So Tito's and Pedialyte.
So yeah, and being a highly decorated ENT, like
Do you mind? Can I try that?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you get? Is there
We got-
vodka here, though?
this is yep, that's
This is vodka.
there
and
might be a little
Pedialyte?
bit of lime.
If you
in there,
like-
too.
There's no fucking codeine in here.
No, sorry, dude, that's Red Bull. There's Red Bull in that one.
If you like Captain and
Try
like
that.
strawberry, we
Try
can
that.
make you a drink or make yourself drink or whatever.
I'm just
but-
fascinated with the Pedialyte.
Sorry, bro,
I'm not
this
trying to
is
make
the-
a
this is the Red Bull.
I'm not trying to make a segue here. I just
No.
was like, I just realized there's
Yeah.
some Pedialyte. in
This is
the
what
table.
we usually
Well, no.
do because we usually go hard in the paint, so it's just nice.
Go
to-
hard in the paint.
Yeah. Well, when I used to live with my main man Fox, he would bring home IV bags and hangover days, which are rare now. But back in the day, when, like he said,
Salty. We've never had it.
They won't. When he said go hard.
Whoa! But there's no like sugar and shit because like we've talked about this plenty of times. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
you look at Gatorade, like try to rehydrate all the sugar and shit that's in it. Everything you get a taste for it. It is a little bit on the salty end for some people, but I love it.
No, this
Yeah.
is legit.
So when it's like, as you know, when it comes to hydrating, if you put an IV in, which we used to do quite a bit, that's going straight into your vein. It's going straight into your system. If you start drinking water, it takes a while to go through your system to get into your blood. IV is the best way to rehydrate. You could drink water. They say Gatorade's good for you. It's a lot of sugar. It does have electrolytes. So you could drink like 3 waters and then do a Gatorade.
But if you're out there
That's
like
good.
on the court or on the field,
Right.
then yeah, that makes sense because
Yeah.
you're fucking
Right.
burning
Burning it
it.
up.
So I found out about Pedialyte. Obviously, it's what you give to sick kids, but it has, compared to Gatorade, it's better than Gatorade. Obviously, because no sugar. It's better than water because it's got a bunch of stuff in it. So Pedialyte has glucose, fructose, electrolytes, like zinc, and a couple other things in there that are. It's exactly what. That's why you give it to babies if they're dehydrated, if they have diarrhea. It's all good stuff. It's way better than water. So a while back, for like, I use that for like if I'm hungover, yeah, I'll try to chug some water, take some ibuprofen. But now I'll do Pedialyte, and now to take it a step further, I'll mix some Pedialyte with vodka and hydrate.
I just do
That's
it
a
with
preemptive
Captain.
strike.
Right,
That is
preemptive
right
It
there.
strike.
You're
is,
just
and it's
fucking
good.
getting
And
ahead.
then you get because Pedialyte's like expensive. I don't know if you've ever had to buy it yet,
I
but
get
it's
the knockoff.
expensive. But we get the off-brand.
This
I mean,
is $3.
Yeah.
But regular Pedialyte's like $7.
And it has,
a jug.
and on the thing when they seal it, it says compared to Pedialyte, so it has all the same
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
It's just less expensive.
Yep.
Like Pedialyte's usually $11 for 2 of these,
Yep.
where these will be like 8 for 2 or like 6 for 2. Or
I don't see any
whatever.
flaw in the strategy. I think
And you get used to the taste. And
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it's fucking
for some like it's a little on the salty end for people who don't have it. But like I said, I love it with rum because that sweetness, or with Captain. And I said then sometimes like if I need to dilute it,
strike.
I'll just add water to it. So
I like it.
I love it.
This is Captain with Peel
yeah,
over here.
yeah.
Oh, get some. Get some.
This is a strawberry flavored.
Since we're leaning, do you have any more questions about the death pool? I don't like to put pressure on anybody for anything. If you're interested in it,
Right.
Get in next year. Like I said, we're not hoping people die. Some people, like Kim Jong-un or whatever, like, yeah, if he dies, fuck, that's good for everybody. Plus, it's good for me because I have him. But for the other part, I don't see it as that bad because they're gonna die anyway. You might as well just play it. You know.
Just to give an example, like when Ralphie May died yesterday, every year Doug Stanhope would have Ralphie May because he's in his 40s and he's 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Right.
And Ralphie May is, would always say, like, why would you do that? And he's like, I don't want the points, but if you have, because they play for big money too.
Yeah.
And so then when he died,
His own buddy, right?
oh yeah, I mean the friends,
fuck.
yeah. But when he died, he's just like, he goes, I never wanted these points. Rest in peace, brother. I mean, and Ralphie May doesn't really care in the end. He's just, how comedians
comedians,
are.
He can't care now.
So yeah, exactly. But and he just didn't. Like I said, with Flair, I didn't want the points. But if he goes, I'm fucking put me up there. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a weird way to look at it. But once you start and you're into it, and you're doing your research, you're like, fuck, why not?
It's just something to do.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
love it.
Well, what do you
I'll
guys
do it
want to do? Because Huskers kick off soon. We can shut her down and watch the Husker game, or we can.
I got a bunch of stuff.
I'm feeling good.
I
We can
wanna-
keep flowing.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to hit the
Yeah.
head, but I can keep flowing.
Yeah.
I will put the game on, and we can have that in the background or whatever. But there's a bunch of things, and I know we're gonna have you.
Tons of stuff to talk about.
We're gonna have you back on the podcast, but there's a bunch of stuff.
I'll come back.
wanna
I love
talk
this.
about.
I
This
just
is
want
cool as fuck.
to tell people. So I mean, the game is gonna be on. We're gonna be watching it off and on. So if we're jumping up, cussing and shit, it's because we're watching the Husker game. So, but I want to keep going. I just want to make sure if you guys really wanted to watch
I
the
feel
game
like,
and shit.
I mean, how long has it been going?
Just an hour, under hour and a half.
Really, it feels like you weren't shit when you said it goes by fast.
I told you. It
So
goes like fucking quick.
let's get serious. Let's get serious for a second.
Let me hit the head before we get too serious.
Hit the head, and then we're gonna switch gears, my
Yeah.
man. So so far I'm having a great time.
Oh, dude, yeah, fuck yeah.
There's a lot of things. I mean, so for people listening, we all started in the same Army unit, the 245 firefighter detachment. We were in the same,
Respect.
and the 245 is a group of 6 firemen, and then there's other detachments. We were in the 245 is just 6 of us, so this is half of the unit at that time. We went to Pennsylvania. We've been to Wisconsin together. We've done ATs. We drilled together for years, and we don't. Everybody's busy. Pags and Winey both had babies in the last few years, and we just don't see each other that often. The podcast is like an excuse for us to get together. So I haven't sat down with Winey other than like a wedding or a group function when there's a shit ton of us.
Right.
So having him here to talk to just kick it, it's fucking awesome, man. And he's such a good storyteller.
Oh, dude, that fucking sandwich story. I can't wait to go back and re-listen to it because it's been so, like, I'd only heard it a handful of times.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's fucking phenomenal. So have you heard his Jimmy John story? Do you know that story?
I don't think I do.
Dude,
I
yeah,
don't
put
think I
that
have it on
down,
here.
man, because he had told this story, again, another bored moments and shit, but yeah, he had this fetish, like he said, with sandwiches.
It could be worse,
Absolutely. So do you got it locked up to the game? Or
we got 5 minutes, and then it'll start a little bit after 7. So as soon as it's time, I will definitely put it on the game.
Okay.
So right now it's on Texas and K-State. K-State's rolling. I picked K-State, and I don't want to give updates because this is going to come out a week from now. People are going to be like, I don't give a shit who won 2 weeks ago. For
Right.
But anyway. So Winey, so I was just saying how it's so good to have you here, to have you with us, finally. And going back to the origins of the 245, OGs out of a 6-man unit. There's 3 of us here.
Yeah.
And, of the OGs. So we could talk about that a little bit later. I wanted to get serious and switch gears for a bit. When it comes to something personal to me and Marty, which is food, where are you at?
Like we said, this is a cooking show. Everybody knows this is a cooking show. Everything else is secondary. So,
like a specialty, your go-to. What are you into?
I guess I'll just I made something today, so I made
shit.
something today. We can hit that if you guys want
Hell
to.
yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm a big food guy.
Okay.
I help with the kitchen every day at work. We have excellent cook.
Yeah, if you don't know, Winey is also a fireman, and he works at the same department I do. And obviously, we knew each other before then. And I don't want to get off topic, but back in the day, both of our dreams were to get on a department somewhere, probably get on the department we're both at. And I remember, dude. I remember where you worked at, and I remember I was at your work, and we were both like, oh, yeah, we're both on the list for Omaha. And you were like, I'm done with this Army firefighting life. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go to a combat job. You should come. And I was like, you know what? I already did that life. I'm not about that life. I like the hotel life and living good. And you were like, I'm going to do it. And I said, good for you, do it. And you did it. And I ended up staying with the firefighting unit for a few more years. But you did it. You did the combat Cav Scouts, and you did that for a while. And and that was both us talking. Fuck, I remember running into you at the airport. We were testing for the airport fire department, and I came out of the interview. You were going in, and I remember you had the gold belt on. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing with the gold belt?" You remember that shit?
I don't.
I want to say it was like your Army Class A belt or something. I remember seeing that. You better put some brass on that shit.
I guarantee you, if we interviewed for the same gig, I guarantee I wore my fucking Class A shoes.
Oh, that's right.
I guarantee you I wore the Class A shoes because I wore those things all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually owned a nice pair of shoes until I was... Honestly, it might have been Paige. She was like, you're not wearing those black mirrored shoes.
You're Windexing them in the corner.
Get some real shoes. I'm serious. I was like, I'm so casual.
Those things are so uncomfortable. Too.
Oh, I was rocking those things to I think I wore those things to a couple weddings. She was like, you're not wearing that.
I had to at first, for sure.
Same.
Oh yeah, so she was like, you ain't wearing that shit. So I wore those things with my, I think even my Omaha interview. Yeah, I guaranteed my Omaha fire interview I wore with my suit.
Right.
Yeah, I wore a black suit so it works, but you wear anything else, it's kind of like...
right.
You can't show up dressed like a fucking ventriloquist dummy to get a job you want, but... I was rocking them black Class A shoes, I guarantee it.
And I didn't want to get off topic too much, but it just, came back that, before we both got we're on the same job now. We work together, but we're on separate shifts in separate parts of the city. But we both work for the same part. So I just remember back in the day.
Same battalion.
Yeah, same battalion. Yep. Mm-hmm. So before that, we were kind of like, oh, we're both going to get on. We know we're going to get on. And I just remember talking about that, and it both did happen. So yeah, when you talk about cooking at your firehouse and helping cook at the firehouse, it's shit I talk about all the time because that's every day.
Yeah,
every day. Whether I'm in charge or helping or whatever. Sorry. Go ahead, dude.
No. I just wanted to let people know that. Food, like I said, I think we touched on it earlier. It's like me and Paige. It's like one of the things that it's like our joint hobby.
Okay.
Is we love eating together. It's fucking awesome.
Did you cook before the job?
No.
Okay.
True. A quick story for you. When I was a probie, a candidate, this really happened. I didn't know shit about cooking.
Because a lot of people like that.
Oh, I mean,
I don't know a ton, but I know a little just now because my wife's such a good cook and she always makes me help her out.
Yeah.
So
you got to make it.
Yeah.
Paige could make me macaroni and ramen. Other than that, it's she's out. But honestly, straight up, I didn't know anything about cooking at all. So you show up and it's you don't realize how big of a deal it is in the fire service.
Right.
You show up to work and you're like, well, hey, I'm gonna bust my ass. I'm gonna clean toilets. I'm gonna work hard on scene. Well, yeah, if you don't know shit about the kitchen, you're already playing from behind. It's tough, and this is a true story. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I got a lot of shit for it. I did not know you could cook meat by boiling it. Dead serious. So
I've never seen it done or done it, but I did know you could.
It's a pretty common practice, unbeknownst to me. No idea.
If somebody would have told me,
like chicken. Are you talking about chicken?
Usually chicken. Chicken enchiladas. We're making chicken enchiladas one day, and again, I'm gonna leave this guy out of it because I got fucking roasted by these guys. But we're sitting there, we're bringing the groceries in, we're at the store, getting everything. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I should have wrote it down.
You good?
Don't be afraid to call people on the podcast. Don't be afraid to give your fuck yous at the end of this. We're gonna give fuck yous and shouts out.
Oh, I'm building up that list.
Anybody you want. So during the story, if you're I don't want to drop this name, you know what? Fucking do it. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, these guys, they're all good guys. So it's I don't want to kill them.
And you were this is at 41.
41.
Okay,
fighting 41.
North
So
okay.
It's like the fringe of North though. It's not really quite there. It's right there, but it's there.
Okay.
But it ain't there.
I hear you.
It's not 21. I'll say that. we were there and we're at the store. We're hey, what are we having today? He goes, we're having chicken enchiladas. We get all the shit. You know, you get in the carpet back. We get in the kitchen and I'm thinking, all right, well we gotta grill or bake this chicken to make these enchiladas. And he goes, all right, throw that chicken in a pot, put some water in there, and put it on the stove. I'm like, fuck's wrong with you, man?
So, now the thing is, for people who don't know, you get fucked with all the time when you're on the job, and especially as a candidate.
Yeah.
Like they're making you do stupid shit. So is
Yeah,
that
so a lot of
probably
times
what
Well, my
was going-
first go-to is like, are you gonna make me look stupid for anybody? You want me to
Right.
fucking boil this meat? Like,
Right.
do I look fucking retarded? Well, they wanted me to boil the meat, so I looked at him kind of like,
He's fucking with me.
I was like, this isn't jiving. No, he's like, quit fucking around. Fill the top full of water and put that thing on there and boil it. And I'm like, all right, man, suit yourself. So I do it. And I'm like, well, you can't get mad. They told me to do it.
Right.
And then it's like, it's cool. I walk away from it, and it's like, I keep thinking, well, I'm gonna get my ass ripped for
Fucking
ruining this
boiling
chicken.
chicken. Yeah.
I walk away from it. I'm kind of like side eyeing it. You know, I'm like chopping up onions. I'm like, this is gonna fucking. I'm like bracing myself. I'm all tense. The chicken comes to a boil and just sits there, and I'm like, all right, well, okay, there. I guess it's cool. Then I shut down. All right, shred it. We moved on from there. So I mean, that just shows you my ignorance of. I think I'm a decent cook now. I can make. I think if you just told me, hey, make this, I can make almost anything now from scratch. I feel pretty good. I know you're the same way. You guys eat good down there.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys always eat good down there.
Oh yeah.
But now it's like I can make you anything if you want, and so it's
Right.
like I can make like gravy from scratch, just something like that. Just, but I couldn't make shit.
Right.
No.
And
beforehand.
I don't think that story's that bad because I've seen worse than that. Like, I started where you're at now at 34s. That's where I started at my candidate year, just on the B shift. And they the same thing. We had one cook, JJ, aka J Bird. Bad rap. Did you know Johannick?
I only met him briefly.
Okay, he had a bad rap. I don't know if it was because his dad was on the job, but
Not the best.
I loved him. He had 24 years on the job, and he would work, which a lot of people don't do that. So for me, with JJ, I followed JJ, and I would fucking do stuff. I remember a couple times I got myself in trouble. Like my first day on the job, he would like take out trash. He would clean the kitchen. And there would be guys, now we call them 220 guys.
Okay.
They got 2 years on, they act like they got 20 years on. JJ's 24 years on. It was me and Hladic, who's not been on the podcast. Everybody loves Hladic. Love Hladic, Greg Hladic. It was me and him as candidates. As a candidate, you do everything. You answer the phone.
Yep.
You last to eat, first to get done, clean the dishes. You're getting pranked, you're getting fireworks thrown at you, you're getting tested. The good thing is when you're at a call, like at a fire, let the new guy get in there. Let the kid get in there. You're pulling stealing. You're on the nozzle. If you're doing extrication,
You don't
on the
get
tools.
fucked with, obviously, on the
the
job
call. They're like,
because
hey, get in here. This guy's
Right.
working. And that's what you want. You want experience.
Yeah,
You want to work.
absolutely.
Now it's like, fuck, you want to take the jaws and pop a door off, but there's like, let the kid do it. So then we have a candidate. We've had candidate for two different candidates 2 years straight. So we've got a brand new guy. So we're off topic, but every day we're training him, and where we just had extrication the other day. Like, oh, let the kid get in there. Let him get his hands wet. So anyway,
As it should be.
as it should
Yeah.
be,
It should be.
as it should be. So I remember JJ, 24 years on. It's his last year. It's my first year, and he's like grabbing trash. He's cleaning, and there's guys with 3-4 years on, sitting on the couch while we're sweeping, mopping, cleaning the kitchen. Every night you clean the kitchen. There's certain chores you do every day, and there's mowing on like Wednesdays. There's linen on Mondays. And JJ, 24 years on, he would do it.
Right. That's
Also-
a good guy, man.
Also, I remember we got like just like the Gatorade, fucking the Gatorade container, like from the codeine story. We had one of those on the engine.
Yeah.
And we would put ice in it for fires or whatever. And he's trying to fucking change it out. I'm like, I got it, JJ. Let me get it. I grabbed it by the top, and as soon as I pulled it off of the rig, it's held on by the top. I thought it was like a twist. It fell right on the floor, hit his toe, spilled water all over him. Like I think this was my second day, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, whatever, kid, like, you fucking dumbass. And I just remember that because I remember seeing guys with 3-4 years on that are just sitting back watching TV. The candidates are cleaning. JJ with 24 years on his way.
That's fucking awesome.
So he has kind of a bad rep. I don't know why. For me, I'm like, I always want to be like that.
Right.
I never want to. So even now, I got 10 years on. You know, Winey's got 10 years on. The candidate's cleaning. Hey, what do you need help with? You know,
Right.
I'll get the. You got the bathroom. I always want to help. I don't want to be a fucking sluggo, scumbag,
Right.
whatever. What other words are there?
I love shitbag. That's my
Shitbag.
favorite. Like I think shitbag is like my
Sluggo.
go-to. I love shitbag.
There's a bunch of them, but I never wanted to be like that. So for lunch, if you're a candidate, you spend your first 8 hours cleaning and studying. Like you can't watch TV, you're studying. So me and Hladik would be in the back studying. So any excuse to get away from studying, we would do it. So JJ would be in the kitchen. This is back in 08. He would be in the kitchen. He'd have his fucking old school rock on, and he'd be fucking doing lunch. He did lunch every day. So I'd be like, JJ, what do you need help with? All right, chop up these fucking onions, chop up these tomatoes, chop up these peppers, whatever it was. And I would just fucking chop the tomatoes, chop the peppers, chop the jalapenos, brown up this meat, fry this, cook this.
Right.
And I would watch him cook, and I would just fucking chop. And
Just taking notes and shit like that.
And before that, like, yeah, I would brown up meat at home, and I would do stuff like that. But as far as like putting like green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, jalapenos, like onions, I didn't use that shit. You know?
Right.
I would probably do back then. I would probably do like I'd brown meat and I'd put onions in it, but that was it.
At
It was
the
never
very
green,
most.
orange, yellow peppers, no jalapenos, no. So, and then he took it serious, and I just. Every time I'm back at 34s, dude, I'll go back there and I'll think about, you know, my candidate year, like just being fresh, like loving the job. I still love the job, but
Right.
just it takes me back because that's where I started at. So anytime I'm there, like doing a trade day or just filling in there or whatever, I think about that. Just hearing old school rock and roll in the that tiny kitchen you guys have, and then
God,
the tiny kitchen, and then the eating area / living TV room area, but. I just remember listening to old school rock and roll with JJ and helping him cook, and yeah, every day, man.
You got that
I loved
kitchen.
it.
Just envision like a walk-in closet, and like
with the kitchen.
a walk-in closet, and then just envision like 3 or 4 grown adult men trying to like move around in there with knives and pots. Not gonna happen.
It might be the smallest fucking kitchen in the city.
It's tiny,
Out of
but
25
it's
stations.
short-lived now. It's getting ready to go.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are in a remodel.
Remodel.
Yeah, but
Oh,
no.
that's awesome.
So now at home, like obviously you've picked up some skills in the last 10 years. Like you have a go-to or what's your go-to?
I have no go-tos.
Okay.
We make. I honestly, I'm a total rip-offer. If we make something good at work, I add it to my
That's fine.
repertoire,
There's
and
nothing wrong with
I
that.
bring it
There's
back
nothing
to me
wrong
all
with
the
that.
time. Camus.
Hey, man.
She walked in here trying to like mouth it, and we're like, "I'll just talk to you." I set it over there because I put some natty lights in there, so
So it's yours.
But
It might
but
not
that's
be
good
cold,
enough.
though.
Oh yeah, take a.
it's cool. Okay, no, that's all good. God damn. No, so yeah, I totally rip off. I go to work. I learn some skills. I bring it home, and I like to try and impress Paige and let her think that I
Look what
learned
I
it by
learned.
myself. Like, hey, check it
Yeah.
out. We made it awesome. Like I have no go-tos, but like my go-to is always like the most current thing we did.
Right.
So like I guess my go-to right now is it's winter season. The weather's changing out there, so chili is
I was
always
gonna say
good.
soup, some type of soup.
Chili, but we did a white chicken chili.
Oh, dude, I've had that
yesterday.
before. You use like white beans and shit.
Yes,
like
it's
for dude, it's
fantastic.
phenomenal. This
Yes.
is what we should make like one of
Yes.
these times
White chicken
here.
chili? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll
Yeah.
come back.
Amazon.
I'll come back for a. If you guys will have me back, come back this winter for another cast,
Let's do that.
and I will bring it down here and have it made in a crock pot, so we can actually have it together.
Just fucking.
So
no,
I'll
come
tell you
here,
this recipe
come
now.
early. We'll make it together.
Okay.
Because anytime like the brisket, like we'll
Uh-huh.
after this, like when we go make nachos, we all do it together.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's call it a makeup gift. So I'll tell you
Sure.
guys the recipe now, and then I'll come back and we'll make it next time. I'll bring all the ingredients.
Yeah, that'd be fucking
So
phenomenal.
this is a super simple. It's super easy. If anybody's listening at all when you check this out,
Yeah.
this is like the easiest thing ever to fucking make, and it makes you look like kick ass because you're in there slaving away, but it's super simple.
yeah. So how do you make it?
So it's super easy to do. I like Bush's beans.
Okay.
I think Bush has the best beans.
Yeah,
they
they're-
have like
they're
a
damn
white
good.
northern bean for like a white chicken chili.
Right.
So it's super simple. If you want like 8 to 6 servings, you can just get 2 cans like white northern beans right there.
Okay.
You can get so you have your beans right there for the bean part. You can add 1 can of like chicken broth, right? So you have that, and then you add 1 can of cream of chicken soup.
Oh hell yeah.
And so this is the first like 3/4 of the meal is so simple because it's all cans. You got the
Right.
beans you add the chicken broth, then you add your can of your cream of chicken soup. Then you add a can of like Patel, like diced green chilies.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. While you're doing all that, you have some chicken breast boiling. And you can boil meat in case anybody wants to know about
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say boiling.
It is socially acceptable to boil chicken. So you can boil the chicken and then you dice up some jalapenos. While you're doing that, dice up an onion, maybe a bell pepper, any kind of vegetables you want.
Fuck yeah.
Throw it in the chili, shred that chicken up, throw it in there, and then you can season with like white pepper, maybe a little bit of cayenne, and some salt.
Phenomenal. You ever
it's
had
super easy to do.
white chili? Chicken chili? Yeah, it's
Chicken
fucking
chili?
phenomenal.
It's good as fuck, isn't it? Isn't it good? It's good. It's awesome. So I'm gonna make it next time I come down here.
Bet.
There's the recipe. There's the breakdown. It's delicious. You gotta have some oyster crackers and throw some cheese on there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's fantastic. But like I said,
I'm glad
we're
you
going
said-
to winter, so you gotta have like chili. But chili's
That's it.
chili's
yeah.
too easy, so it's a good spin on chili, something different.
yeah.
Yeah, you could change up chili.
Fucking shit.
Pick 6.
Was that a Tanner Lee turnover?
Tanner Lee, pick 6.
Jesus.
So
He's true to form again. We're
Yeah.
2.5 minutes in, and we got a pick six.
pick 6. So anyway,
Stadium does look good being blacked out, by the way.
So anyway, yeah.
It should be about that color,
Yeah.
but
A couple things you said. You said oyster crackers instead of soda crackers. Some people say saltines or whatever.
no saltines. That's Bush League.
that's
If you
Bush
put
League.
saltines in your chili, you're a punk bitch.
Really? So what do you... Because I do, which I'll admit it that I'm punk
I
bitch,
think-
but like the oyster crackers is the way
Oyster
to go.
crackers is the only way, I
Yeah.
think.
If you're doing a white chili, I think that's acceptable for me. That's taken
For
from
me.
Pags.
Bill Burr.
If I'm doing a regular chili, I have to go Fritos, and that's just how I get.
Dude,
it.
I like
is
Fritos.
good.
I do like
Fritos
Fritos
is solid.
is good.
Fritos
Yeah,
is solid.
absolutely.
I don't know
That's
if
like
it
it's
drives with the white
White chili,
the
no.
chili.
White chili,
No,
no.
no.
You
It's
gotta
out of
go
place,
oyster
but
crackers.
Fritos like that, the Fritos and your standard traditional chili, that's a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah.
No-brainer.
So and yeah, like so you were kind of hammering your. That sounds great. We're gonna have you back. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna put cameras on making me some. 'Cause that sounds fucking great. Because that is it. I mean, you have your summertime stuff. So I like to grill chicken. I do chicken wings, feather bones, whatever. Then when wintertime comes around, it's your chilies, your beef stews, your sour braten, pot roast, and shit like that. And you were hammering yourself about the chicken. I also didn't know about boiling chicken. So
We've never done it.
no, but there's people that are worse off. So like, for us too, like if we're doing like chicken enchiladas, we'll often just boil some chicken breasts or chicken quarters, or we'll just buy the whole chickens that are already there, take them back, put gloves on, pull them, put that in the chicken.
Like the rotisserie chicken.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
grab
cut the middleman
those, pull
out.
'em.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you're short on time, or you
Yeah.
can boil them or whatever. When you boil them, you would think it would get dry out, but it's actually dries out less than if you would just bake like chicken quarters or chicken
Makes
halves or
sense.
whatever. But there's people that come in and they're like, hey, they, like Winey said, they don't know how serious the fucking. They're like, okay, I'm ready to go. If you got a car accident, I'm going to do this. If we got a fire, we're going to do this. If there's a medical call, I'll probably get a blood pressure and do this. And they're thinking about all this stuff, and then worried about pranks. And then it's like, hey kid, hey, chop up these onions and brown up this meat. And then people are like, just brown up the ground beef, and they're just kind of like, you don't know how to fucking ground
People
up.
get gun shy.
Yeah,
Oh,
people-
yeah, I bet.
like some people don't know.
I bet. Yeah, because you don't want to fuck up somebody's food.
Yeah,
or-
but I mean, and that's as easy as you could get.
Right.
Brown up this ground beef. We're making tacos, and people are like, I don't really cook. Like that's not even
Right.
you motherfucker. It's not like we're asking you to. The real pressure comes when it's like, all right, kid, they have 10 fucking big ass ribeye steaks marinated. All right, throw these on the grill.
Nope.
They're all medium. They're all medium except for so and so. That fag likes a well done steak. And then you're like, oh, that's when the pressure.
Yeah,
kicks
no, I wouldn't do that. Like, I don't, because like my wife, she loves cooking. She has a degree in culinary arts, so like she does all the grilling at home. Like if she needs something, I'm like her little bitch. I'd be like,
Okay.
do you need this? Which is funny because like all of my friends and shit, like
We
Vito,
call that a sous chef.
yeah, like they
Chop
all
this up, peel these, chop
yeah.
this up.
So I'll do that shit. I'll brown hamburger,
Yeah.
but like I mean. Like, I made spaghetti for us the other night. That's, like, the first time I had made anything for us in, like, the longest
Typical.
fucking time. I'm just saying.
Right.
So, but it's, like, I would be that way. Like, I know how to. God damn it. But, like, I mean, I know how to do that shit. But
Like
when
you
it comes-
didn't know that was coming.
I did. I just thought you were doing the opening. I fucking love it. But yeah, dude, I mean, it's awesome, dude. Like, J-Pac's a fucking great cook. I love hearing about all the food that you guys do. And because you guys, I'm sure the menu at work is like fucking just huge.
It's whatever. And now, like, so at my station, like, the engine cooks for a set, and I'm on the truck. Then the truck cooks for a set. I'll help. When the engine cooks, we'll do inspections and we'll do stuff like that, and we'll try to get out of the kitchen, or we'll come in. We got a candidate, so the candidate does the dishes. But every now and then, I'll be like, hey, what do you? I'll ask every day, like, what do you guys need help with? Oh, you mind chopping up these onions? I'm like, you motherfucker! I could have took an easier gig, but yeah, I'll chop up 4 onions and cry, and I'll give them to you. But when it's time for the truck to cook, lately we've been doing like, let's do something we've never done before. So like 2 sets ago, we did a Salisbury steak, which turned out fucking great.
You did the gravy and
mushroom
everything
gravy.
with it too?
Yeah,
Oh,
we made our own
that's really
gravy.
cool.
We made our own gravy, and we did the mushroom gravy, and we did a shit ton of Salisbury steaks, which fucking, that's my shit. You know, like meat, potatoes, that's my shit. Like, it was fucking great. And then last set we did something new too. Or no, not last set because the engine cooked, but before that we did something else too. So we're like, let's do one thing new each set that we've never done before. So we've been kind of experimenting. The engine, they don't cook as well as us. They don't put the love in. It's basic. You can always guarantee they're going to do burgers. They're going to do some kind of Mexican dish. They're going to do some kind of pasta. And then last day they'll finish with steak day. But it's always like the same shit. Where when the truck cooks, we put love into it. We always try to throw something new in there, try things out. And
I like the diversity. I like that aspect of it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's serious. It's serious as fuck. Like I tell people, I'm half joking, like, we plan our day around lunch. You know, like training, calls, everything else goes around lunch. But yeah, our main focus is lunch.
Lunch
and
is God.
That's
It is.
everything.
It's
everything. So, yeah, and you know, like when I came on the job, like I spent 4 years active duty Army, where you're eating shitty chow hall food, and then just after that, like tacos and burgers and. For a while I did Hamburger Helper, which is fucking awful. But you know, now like I think I'm pretty good. Camus is way better than me, but we both enjoy eating. We both enjoy cooking. So we try new things, and it's just so exciting for me.
That's awesome.
And then the boys get in on it. They'll cook meals, you know, and when there's time. But yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
Do you guys have a go-to dessert for your shift, or?
We're not.
Oh,
We're in this phase right now where I'm not sure. It's I don't know how I feel about it, but we're taking the rigged ice cream shops a lot.
Okay.
And
Which ones?
we're hitting everything now.
Okay.
There is a place right off Farm Street that is absolutely fantastic. You ever been
Blackstone?
to? Yeah, coneflower.
Coneflower.
Oh my God, you had it before?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? It's fucking stupid, isn't it? Oh shit!
Do they is it
Oh,
like
my
homemade
God.
ice cream there?
Yeah, I mean, I think he just makes it right there on site. It's
with like the double where he's like
Yeah.
pushing it.
and he
Okay.
looks like the Pringles can guy. You ever seen the guy back there? I think his name's Brian. So he wears like one of them. Brian, well, I'm gonna shout out to you later on. Your ice cream's awesome, but you got to lose that. Like he wears that apron like he's one of those hipster barbers. You know what I'm talking
or a
about?
serial killer.
Yeah, or like the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, and this is a family-owned place. This is not a chain.
It's a guy. It's a single guy that owns it. It
Okay,
might be
great.
family owned.
Straight from Moolah.
It's
Okay.
always the guy. It's the same guy
I
who's
thought
always back to
Sullivan's
working, and
was
he's got
across the
that
street from
Caddy.
Pringles mustache.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
He's got like that wax curl mustache going a little bit. But the ice cream it's the best ice cream.
He can get away with it because he has that
Yeah.
good of ice cream.
And he's
You
super
know what I
cool.
mean?
He lets put one of the junior firefighter stickers on the register.
Okay.
Oh, hell
He knows
yeah.
he knows
Nice.
all of our names. Customer service is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Ice
fucking
cream
great.
is awesome there.
Oh shit.
The coneflower
compared to
butter
t-
brickle is stupid.
Compared to 10 Wallies, where we at?
I'd probably take this place just because
No shit.
it's locally owned and
Right.
Well,
I don't-
10 Wallies
I don't-
is too.
see, I don't know much about Ted Wise. I've
Yeah.
only had it a couple times.
And-
I just like this guy's.
and-
I like what he's got going on there.
I'll
I like the
definitely
vibe.
check it out when I'm in that.
Oh, I would.
in that part of
I mean,
town.
Me and Paige will meet you guys down there any night. You guys are
Okay.
down there.
Hell yeah.
Paige is addicted to cookies and cream. It's good as fuck.
All right.
The guy, I smell what he's stepping in down there. Okay. He's got a good,
That's awesome.
good recipe down there.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So
No, that's cool, man.
coneflower.
That's awesome. For me, I take desserts. Sometimes I take it dessert too far because I'll do like a dessert after breakfast, a dessert after lunch, a dessert after dinner. That's no bullshit.
No, I know.
Breakfast dessert is too far.
I remember one day it was a holiday. It was me and my man Jay Murder, aka Porta, aka Jay Pistol Porta.
I saw him the other day.
Yeah, Porta's fucking crazy, man. He was over here playing Xbox with me maybe like 2 weeks ago. Like me and him used to be at 65s for a few years together. He's one of the funniest motherfuckers out there. You know,
Porter's a good dude.
No filter, no fucks. I like that. So
that's my game.
Yeah, it was a holiday and we did a 5 dessert day. So like after breakfast we did like a handheld ice cream and then we did like we did 5 desserts during that day. It's not like we made 5 desserts, right? But we just had 5 desserts for that holiday, whatever day. I don't know if it was an Easter or what, but at my station, I take pride in the engine. Like I said, when they cook, they're soft. They don't have a lot of love. I don't ask for much. Right now, everybody at the station is like, oh, get some fucking... They're big on creamer. I don't drink creamer. I just drink coffee straight.
Right.
There's the Lori Kitzman, shouts out. She doesn't drink creamer, so she always says we're the only real men around here because I just drink. I pour my coffee and I fucking drink it, and then she does. Everybody else is like, "Oh, you need some creamer." Some people go like half and half. I'm like, "You fuck." Now it's pumpkin spice everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "You motherfucker."
That's so
like,
basic.
Yeah.
That's basic white.
That's
you guys
basic
wearing your
bitch
fucking
shit.
Uggs while you got your
right. Yeah.
It's like, give me a break.
It's fucking stupid. So I don't ask for much. Like I'm like, don't skip. Just get chips for snacks.
Right.
Because we like chips, and then get a dessert. I don't give a shit if you don't get a salad. Don't spend $30 on a fucking salad. Don't get creamer. Like there's shit that I don't give a fuck. Just get dessert.
Right.
So then they'll fuck around. Like when we get dessert, like we'll make oatmeal scotchies. We'll make the Reese's peanut butter dessert, which I told you about with the Butterfinger.
Oh,
the Butterfinger dessert.
Oh yeah.
Where you make the crust and the ice cream and the pudding and the whipped cream and the fudge and all that stuff. We'll do scotcheroos, which I love. We'll do stuff like that. We'll do cake. We'll do, with frosting.
That's fucking
They'll fuck around and be like, oh, we got lemon bars. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
That's weak as fuck.
Like, this isn't a nursery home. Like, there's no,
That's
get chocolate.
totally fucked.
Get something with chocolate,
That's
peanut
totally
butter. Like,
fucked.
that's disgusting to me. Like, lemon bars are something like 80-year-old people eat. Like, when I ask for it, like, just get a fucking dessert. Like, I don't give a shit about any. Yeah, or we got to get radishes and cucumbers. I don't give a fuck about the salad. I usually don't eat the salad. Get a dessert.
Right.
And don't get lemon bars. Get something with chocolate and peanut butter and fucking, like, it pisses me off. Like, seriously, you know?
That's bush league.
So we go hard. We go hard with desserts. I mean, we make our own ice cream.
That's why I asked with them because I know you guys do because you've talked about it a handful. You've given that recipe out.
And like when it comes to that, like if you like anything like they do vegetable like based fucking desserts like carrot cake. I'm like, if you do a carrot cake, if you do a real carrot cake, it's fantastic. If you get out the box carrot cake, like don't do it. How about next time don't do it? Get like a chocolate cake.
Right.
You fucking bitches. But the pineapple upside down cake, fucking phenomenal. I've done it here we talked about it earlier in the cast iron. Like a lot of cakes turn out way better in the cast iron, but I take dessert serious as fuck, man.
Do you guys buy those Tres Leche cakes down there? Because it's big and down in that part of town.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I think those are fantastic.
What are you saying though?
I'm saying that if you got to go south of the border, as is the south part of town, there's some good Tres Leche cakes down there. They're good as fuck.
There are.
Oh man, you ever had one of those before?
No, I don't even know what it is.
I think like egg whites is like the big thing, and then the big part of it that makes it like that light and fluffy. Am I onto it? All right, I'm
crushing it.
Hey, I'm telling you.
So keep going because like I said, I don't know what it is.
Tres Leche cake. It's just
it's 3 milks.
Oh, okay.
It's like evaporated milk.
Yep.
It's light, it's fluffy,
Leches.
it's so good, it's fucking awesome. They usually have some cut up
That's
fruit on there.
That's the shit I'm talking about, man.
Tres Leche
But yeah,
cake is,
when they're like,
I'm not saying it right.
Yeah.
Tres Leche.
Tres Leches.
I don't want to sound like Trump. How he was trying to say Puerto Rico.
Right?
It's an island. There's big water.
Puerto Rico. I don't want to act like that. So.
No, dude. Yeah, dessert for me. Like I fucking love a good dessert, man. And yeah, when you. And I think they do it to fuck with the truck. Even though we put in fucking, like, we'll fucking smoke stuff, we'll bake stuff, we'll prep. Right. And the engine's just like, we'll just do burgers. And then, we got carrot cake, like, out of the box. Like, you fucking motherfuckers.
That's some bullshit.
They do it to fuck with us, but we do a lot of shit to fuck with them.
Right.
You know, that's just firehouse politics. You know? Like, you call people out on their shit, you fuck with people, you kick people while they're down. It's just how we operate.
It's the way it should be.
It's the way it should be, right?
Absolutely.
You can't show weakness. There's people that show weakness; they get exploited immediately. Like I was just telling you, like the engine captain, Tony Lara, I'll say his name. His wife came in and she was talking for a while. They don't have any kids. They got this little one of those little gay dogs. No disrespect.
Dropkick dog.
No disrespect. You still live in the pug life?
I got a Frenchie and I got a Boston.
Nice.
I thought you were about that pug life.
Sophie has left us.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man.
It's all right.
Rest
No,
in
you guys
peace.
know it's all right. It's all right. She was a great dog.
Okay.
Good dog.
Yeah.
Got my mom through the divorce. I'll say that much.
Okay.
That dog was like my mom's best friend.
Yeah. That's
Good
awesome.
dog.
Puked on your
She
dick,
is gone.
right? If I'm not
No,
mistaken.
the dick puker was Stu.
Stu.
Okay, Stu,
Yeah,
that's
was the
right.
Boston
That's
Terrier.
right. The
Yeah.
Boston
It was
Terrier.
the Boston Terrier.
Okay.
He was the dick puker.
Okay.
And now we can get into that whenever you guys want.
So
Dick puking? Yeah.
Yeah, it did happen.
Fucking
It did
everybody loves that. We've
not what it
never, you
sounds
know
like.
what? If you tell the dick puke dog story, that's a first. That's Nasty and Friends first. So we should
Yeah.
probably get into that. But no, so Tony's wife comes into the station. She's hanging out. She's like, yeah, I don't remember the name of their fucking fag ass dog's name or whatever. But it's like, yeah, we just threw a birthday party for fucking so and so, and we're just all like, So as soon as
A dog birthday party?
a dog
Yeah.
birthday party. So as soon as she left, we're all just like, "What the fuck? Like you fucking bitch! Like what are you doing? You know, with your life? Like, come on, man! You're the house captain, engine captain, highly respected, and you're throwing fucking birthday parties for a little like a fake dog. Like, come on, man! So, I don't know.
That's fucking great.
Tony, that's fucked, bro.
It's all love.
Yeah, before we jump to anything else, this is a question that we ask every guest, and it hasn't started that long ago. So since we're on the subject of food, is there something that you eat that other people think is super weird?
Great question.
Super weird.
So like my example is like when I eat spaghetti, I eat it with
It's just
like
daily.
I eat it with a piece of bread with peanut butter on it.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what a lot of people said, and then I've had 2 people try it since I said it on the podcast, and they said they loved it. So something like that maybe somebody like, oh, that's weird. Like
Something I eat.
Like J-Pax the other day, we made sloppy joes, and she put like mayonnaise on her bun before she ate it, which I'd never seen that. I don't think it's super weird. I just never seen it. It's probably good, but just something a little quirky that you could think of.
When it comes to food, I'm super boring.
Okay.
So it's like I guess like if I'm like the food rebel thing is I put like chips on my sandwich, but everybody fucking does
Right,
that.
right.
So that's weak. I'm trying to think of something that's really gonna stand out, but I don't.
All right, yeah. I mean, if you don't, because there's some people.
I'm boring when it comes to food. 'Cause
Right.
I take it like in its natural form.
Right.
All the time.
That makes sense.
So it's I'm not very adventurous
Yeah.
when it comes to that kind of
Well,
stuff.
we had Ashley on, and she puts grape jelly on her grilled cheese. That's how she eats her.
That's
cheese.
so fucked up.
But she's from Minnesota, so I don't know if that's a
she's-
Minnesotan
that's
thing.
Canadian.
That's
Or
like a
what's
third world
Canada?
country, though, isn't it?
Right.
Pretty much Canada.
They're like, if it wasn't for Prince, you guys wouldn't even fucking
You wouldn't be on the map, right?
And now he's underground.
God
so.
rest his soul. Purple Rain.
Dearly beloved.
Purple rain. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest
No,
in
I
peace.
got no weird quirks like that. So I mean, God, now I'm second guessing myself.
That's all right.
Yeah, if you think of it later, it's just a question that we decided a couple podcasts ago that we're going to ask everybody.
I put
so.
Parmesan cheese on ramen noodles sometimes when I'm sick.
There's
Nothing wrong with that, man.
There you go.
A little sprinkle
Parmesan
cheese.
cheese.
What do
Some
you call
pasta
it?
sugar?
Pasta
Beef
sugar.
ramen. There you go.
Pasta sugar, baby.
I call it sprinkle cheese. You call it pasta sugar. I've never heard pasta sugar. I was trying to think of it the other day, man. At work, actually, we had to steal it. So at work, back to food because fuck.
It's a
love
cooking
it.
show.
It's a cooking show. So there's at every firehouse in the city. There's like 25 firehouses. There's 3 fridges for A, B, C, and then there's a bagger's fridge. So when we run out of shit, we'll fucking get. We're all turning into engineers, and then we're out of fucking booger sugar. That's cocaine.
Yeah,
That's cocaine.
you're wrong. Pasta sugar.
Pasta sugar.
Colombian marching powder.
So we'll like, all right, we need this fucking sprinkle cheese for the asparagus or whatever the fuck. So let's we break into the other fridge. So we'll fucking get a socket, we'll take it apart, we'll fucking manipulate the lock, whatever we have to do, we'll break in. Sometimes we'll put the shit back. Sometimes we're like, fuck, that's our sprinkle cheese now, bitch.
Yeah.
So no. So anyway, yeah, that's just it's funny, dude. It's funny, man. Love it.
That's awesome. He's gonna come out of the pisser and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this I ate this."
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a couple more things we have to get into with Winey about. It's just fucking awesome catching up.
I know you said you brought. Tell me about the guy with the synthetic thing.
Oh, the Gorilla Pimp.
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you about the Gorilla Pimp. I was going to kind of wait for Winey because I'm sure he's got some stories. So,
Oh, okay.
Well,
You can wait then.
I could do an intro.
Okay.
Because I have no interest in watching the game right now.
Yeah.
So, people are like, yeah, alcohol's bad. And yes, a lot of our calls are alcohol, whether they're assaults, car crashes, shootings, stabbings, whatever, or just people falling down or having alcohol overdoses, people will call 911. Even when people are drunk, like they call, they'll call it in. You know, it's like, I think this guy's just. We think this guy's just drunk. Like, just watch him. He doesn't need to go to the ER via ambulance, kind of deal.
Right.
What's I think is on the rise, and of course you have your calls for cocaine and meth. Sometimes you have both. Right now on the job, I'm starting to get into some work stuff. So every now and then you have your a lot of the calls are alcohol for everything, and then you have your cocaine, you have meth. Every now and then there'll be bad meth going around, and people act weird. We had this chick, we got called to her twice. It was a weird deal. I could get into that too. That I won't. But somebody dropped her off at the station. She was walking around with her shirt off, like in the middle of the day. She was a cute girl, but she had kind of a mustache. She was kind of weird. Wasn't able to talk at all. She was high out of her fucking mind on meth. Yeah. And then, like a week later, I said I wasn't going to talk about it. And I'm like, fuck it.
That's all right.
A week later, we get called down party in a car. We go there. It's the same chick. It's weird because she's a cute girl. She's probably like 23. Cute girl, but like weird stomach and like a legit like small mustache and goatee, but long hair, like cute. So like, what the fuck?
She transitioning?
That's our guess.
Yeah.
Chaz Bono.
Chaz Bono. So anyway,
looks damn good actually.
So I'm off. I'm still on topic, but I didn't mean to go here. So anyway, we get called to a down party, passed out in a vehicle. People are concerned. We go there. We're like, hey, what's going on? Like, oh shit, this is the chick that came by the station. We never talked to her because she was incoherent. This was during the day.
Right.
Some people saw her on a busy street, no shirt, walking down, crying. Picked her up, dropped her off at the firehouse. We got her vitals, tried to talk to her. She went to the hospital. So anyway, so we're like, hey, she gets out of the car. She's wobbly. What's going on? Do you remember coming by the firehouse a week ago? Like, oh, no, not really. 2 baby seats in the back seat. We're just oh my God, what a fucking nightmare. So we're like, hey, do you need to go to the hospital? You hurt? Somebody called. That happens all the time. Somebody called 911 because they thought you were dead or whatever. And she's like, nope, I'm fine. My friend lives right here. She starts walking. Get back to the firehouse. 30 minutes later, the police are like, hey, what direction did that lady leave? Because that was a stolen car. So we were like, fuck, I don't know.
Right.
But we were all like, thank God she doesn't have 2 kids and 2 baby seats in there.
Right, yeah.
But it sucks for whoever she stole the car from or got the car from, but still, it's like, thank God.
Yeah, that there's no kids at home just laying there or something like that.
So you have those, and you have your cocaine and meth, you have both, you have alcohol and meth, you have both. Now we have ketamine. So when people are combative, which we have, Special K indeed. So when we have those calls, we push ketamine, and we do that maybe once a set,
Right.
People who get tased, they're fighting with the police, whatever.
Don't tase me, bro.
People on drugs, ketamine. So before we had ketamine, something came up. We were talking about, earlier me and Pags were in the kitchen hanging out, and we were talking about marijuana and how it should be legal and how shit is bad. And I started talking about K2 and bath salts, and I was like, yeah, we get calls for that shit. It's pretty bad. Some are mild. I've been to calls where it's a fucking 17-year-old and their heart rate is 200, their blood pressure's off, and they're fucking making zero. It's like somebody who's like, oh, this is just a normal kid. Right. He's not crazy, but he's talking about like aliens, whatever. He's fucked up. Later on, you find out it's K2, and it's like, Jesus Christ, if you were smoking marijuana, you'd probably just be fucking sleeping,
Right.
So anyway, we had this call. We get called. This guy's buddy's concerned about him. We show up. This dude, no shit. He's probably this big black dude. He's about 6'4". I swear to God, he's all muscle. And we're like, hey, what's going on? And his buddy's like, I'm worried about him. All we did was drink a couple beers, and it's like, yeah, he's fucking out of his mind.
Right.
So we have him sit down on top.
Do people just like tell you that because they think you're going to call the police or something?
Yes.
And you guys never do, right?
Never.
Right.
Unless there's certain things you have to report. Right. Same as the hospital. Like
right.
If it's a dog bite, if it's a shooting, if it's neglect, or like if there's a suspicion, like the mom probably knocked this kid down the stairs. If there's a suspicion, yeah, you have to call certain people and let them, But for drugs, like we don't give a shit. Like, look, man. Like, people are in and out. Like, what? Like, hey, we want to grab them by the collar. Like, what the fuck did you take? We don't give a shit. Right. We can't issue you a ticket. If you're on fucking whatever, let us know. So we'll push Narcan. We'll push, in case it's an opiate. Because with Narcan, if they're on heroin or Percocet or any of those, if they're on it if they're not on it and you push it, nothing bad happens. But if they're on it, they react almost immediately.
Right.
So shit like that. So this guy, he's acting weird and he's getting combative. And we're like, this motherfucker. So now he's got his shirt off. He's got Gorilla Pimp tattooed on his chest. And we're like, hey, man, look, calm down. Like, we're here to help you. This is before the cops are here. We're like, hey, look, we're here to help you. And that's what we tell people. And
it's true, though.
We'll tell people all day, like, look, we're the good guys. Like, we don't give a shit. If you've taken coke, whatever, it's not like we're going to tell the police, or if the police can even do anything.
Right.
Like, they can't be like, oh, you snorted coke? All right, well, that's a ticket. Like, no, it's in your body.
Right.
They can't give you a ticket for. So anyway, so we tell people that all the time, but people are still like, nope. I just had 2 beers, and they're acting like they're on another planet. So the Gorilla Pimp, now he becomes combative. So now we take him down. We're on the cot. I think I'm on his legs. There's 6 of us. I'm on his legs.
Jesus.
Andy, my buddy Andy, who's the captain of the truck, who regularly fights. Like he's like a blue belt. I mean, he trains.
Yeah.
He's like a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a kickboxer. He strikes. He helps people with boxing.
Nice.
Guns and hoses. Every day, almost, he spars, he trains. We make fun of him. We say he's gay. Like, who likes to roll around with dudes and wrestling? Yeah, it's weird.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's not wrong with being gay. Not at all. But we exploit him. We exploit him. No, seriously, we make fun of him
No,
for that.
well, why wouldn't you?
But at the same time, it's like, you need somebody like that. You need somebody who could bang, on a legit level.
Like, bang on, like, rolling or bang, like, gay dude-wise?
Both.
Okay.
You need somebody who does both.
You got to clear it up for the listeners.
No, you need somebody for
Jazz
both.
Bono.
So anyway, so Andy grabs this dude. He's behind him. I think I'm in front of him. I'm holding down his legs because I think people don't realize when somebody's in a struggle like that, they use their feet, their knees, they use their hands, their elbows, they spit, they headbutt. So it's almost like, and when that's a normal person. It's hard as hell to hold somebody down.
Right.
So when you have somebody a massive man, it's a fucking problem.
Right.
So we're holding him down. So the Gorilla Pimp is on his back now. We're holding him down. Everybody like has a arm, leg, whatever. I'm pretty much laying on him. The cops are starting to pull up. It's 2 chick cops. They're probably like 5'2", and we're just like, oh, okay. All right, we got this, I guess. Like they're just kind of like, oh. So Andy has the Gorilla Pimp. The Gorilla Pimp pretty much and Andy's not. He's I don't know. He's probably my size.
I'll give him about $190.
Yeah, he's probably $190. He's probably 6'1".
Okay.
But he knows how to fight. The Gorilla Pimp's he's got him. The Gorilla Pimp starts curling him from. It's hard to explain on the mic, but he's like pretty much lifting Andy up with like a back curl on his arm, and Andy's like, oh shit. So he grabs a blanket, wraps around his neck. He's going for the fucking choke,
right?
A blood choke to just try to get this guy unconscious because now he's really starting to struggle and somebody's gonna get hurt. So he starts
as a firefighter. I love it.
As a firefighter. So I mean, that's what you have to do.
No,
man.
I know, but a lot of people don't know that.
No, a lot of people don't know that. They just assume everybody is cooperative, and as nice as we are sometimes. Hey, we're here to help you. When somebody's on another planet and they think you're the devil or whatever, they will fight, and they fought.
Absolutely.
We've had like Lemmix got punched in the face. The dude got a felony, and all Lemmix said, to the lawyer, like, all I want is an apology, and I won't press charges. And the dude was like, I guess not. So I've been kicked before, So I mean, you end up going hands on with people because they're out of their mind, especially when it's and I've never had a call in 10 years on marijuana. I've definitely never had anybody fight me on marijuana. So, but yeah, when it's K2 or meth or something like that, like people lose their fucking mind and they fight. So the police show up. These chicks are just like, I don't. We're like, whatever, we got it. We're already entangled with them. Like, fuck it, we'll get them. Maybe when you get inside, you could throw the cuffs on them once we get them. I think at 5'2", at 140 pounds, you're just gonna probably get thrown. This guy was a giant.
I mean, Gorilla is one of his names. He's gonna fucking for sure throw
Gorilla
people.
Pimp tattooed on his chest. He's probably 260, 6'4". He's all muscle, and he's on top of that. Even if it's just that's a problem. But when you're on K2 and you're fucking out of your mind, it was a problem. So it was a fight. So we get him in the. So
does he end up choking him out or? Does he end up going? You don't remember?
I don't. Yeah, I won't say anything about that. All I know is we get him under control. This is before ketamine. If we would have pushed ketamine, it would have took a couple of minutes, but he would have been asleep.
Right.
So anyway, get him on the squad, and usually when they handcuff somebody, they go one high, one low, so you're off balance or whatever. On his forearm, it had the quote from Eazy-E, the motherfucking devil's son-in-law tattooed on his arm, and
nice.
He's still screaming and aggressive, and Those are the days before K2 or before K2. Those are the days before ketamine,
Right.
and now we have some more options. Because, but anyway, that's a Gorilla Pimp story, and there's
fucking
other
crazy,
ones like
though,
that. I just label him that story because he had that tattoo on his chest, kind of deal.
That's
you know?
a fucking boss tattoo, dude.
But
I hope he's still out there
Jesus.
slaying, just not doing K2.
and that's one where we ask the PSS. We ask, hey,
Just
did you
so
ever?
you know.
Once he had the excited delirium, they call it, where people die because of being so like their pulse is fucking 200. They're going crazy. It's called excited delirium. They end up dying.
Okay, I didn't know that's what it was
So
called.
he had that. They ended up intubating him and doing all this other stuff. We don't know, other than being on K2, we don't know if he's where he's at or if he's. We've never seen him again, which is good.
That's fucking insane, man. Fucking K2.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, and when you got a crew, you got to commit. Like if you're gonna take somebody down,
you gotta
all
go.
it takes is somebody to be like, you know what, I'm out, and then you got his right arm's free now, and he's just socking people in the face.
Right.
So everybody commits. You dive on the person and fucking try to take them down, and we have soft restraints that we use. Somebody like that, I don't know. You need the cops to put the real cuffs on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's where that like brotherhood mentality, that unit cohesion.
Yeah.
Like some guy wants to
Absolutely.
like throw hands.
Yeah.
It's good you got guys next to you. Like, hey, you want to make sure like the guys are stationed. Oh, hey, this is like a foxhole guy. I always like say like if anybody that's what when people ask me about you, I'm like, well, Dennis is a foxhole guy. Like if you want to have him next to you, it's like you want him. He's a guy you want
So
to
being in
shit
shit
goes
with.
down. Yeah, so
Shit, yeah.
you want those people to be the guys that station with you because if something like
if
that
shit
happens,
goes
they're not
down.
gonna be scared to fucking jump in there and do
Right.
their job. So
Right.
yeah, that's the cooking, the unit cohesion.
Yeah.
Everybody being close like that.
Yeah.
People that you know you're close with, good guys. It comes down to the shit like that. 'cause
Right.
You don't want the Gorilla Pimp's gonna try and rip your head off. So you got like
Right, you got people to defend.
Yeah.
At my station, everybody's solid. Like most everybody there. On the truck, we have a crew of dudes that are down to fucking being a foxhole and to fuck shit up. On the engine, they're a little bit softer. So I always tell the medic unit because they just went out on something. They went out on an assault. This lady got beat up working at Johnny Z's, and dude came back with a hammer. Like, and like when something like that comes out over the tones, I'm like, hey, if you, because we got Gina Wood at the station now. She's brand new. So I told Gina, I said, hey, if you guys need assistance, call for the truck. Like, if you don't say you need assistance, because they'll call whoever's up next. They'll call the engine. I'm like, if shit's going down, ask for the truck. You have to say, we request truck 31, so they send the truck. Because if the engine shows up there, and like I told our candidate, Kevin, I'm like, hey, he's like, I'm like, they're not built for violence like we are. Like, we're built for violence. If it comes to that, the engine is not built like that. They're like a kinder, happier, softer rig. And if they're listening, like, they know that. They know, like, the truck is built we're built for that.
Yeah. Hard to kill.
Yeah,
hard to kill.
If we have to do whatever we got to do, we're going to do it. Or the engine is not built for combat. So, no disrespect. No
Disrespect, but
disrespect.
hey,
Do you want to name names of who's on the rig at all right now or anything like that?
Oh, we can. I mean,
Because I know Laura's on the Laura's on the pump.
Laura's on the pump. She might
But
be.
Laura, does Laura listen to these at all?
I don't think so.
Because she's badass.
Yeah, she's probably the toughest person on that rig.
Yeah,
on the
Laura's
engine.
tough.
She's tough as fuck, man.
So-
We want to have her on the podcast. She's a busy woman. Always
yeah, we've
busy.
been trying.
I just chatted her up a couple days ago. She was at the golf tournament. And
She's always doing something.
she's out there and
She's battling cancer. She's She's back at work early when there's guys.
Well, that's awesome that she's back.
Yeah, she's back.
she's doing great. She's rough around the edges. I asked her like I saw her at the golf tournament, how's it going? She's like, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
You know, she got those things chopped off to get taken care of. She's doing well.
Yeah.
She's healthy. She's
Perfect.
But she's tough as fuck.
She's one of
tough
the
as
ones
fuck.
that you said like at the
I'd love to
beginning.
have her on
We
the-
want to try to get her on, but
we
She'd be
will
great
have
on
her
here
on
because she'd have some awesome stories.
She was in the Navy. She was a CB. She was one of the first female CBs.
Navy?
Yeah.
The Navy.
Yeah. Yeah. Laura probably kicked my ass.
oh
She-
no,
she's-
yeah,
she's
she
tough.
sounds like a
Fucking-
badass.
She's
man.
tough.
Yeah, a CB is the people that do demolition. They also
Oh,
do construction, but they're responsible for their own security. So they have to have like people on the M60 on the Mod Deuce.
Jesus.
They do that. Then she worked for the city doing concrete and all this stuff. She
Mm-hmm.
worked hard her whole life. She had cancer, surgery, came back. There's people with sore shoulders and shit that still aren't back. They're still on light duty.
Raised some kids by herself. and
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like she's fucking. She's
Raised three
badass.
kids on her own, and
Yeah.
she's just a tough broad, man. And yeah, nothing but respect. And she's got just fucking. Her stories are like if you watch the movie, it's a show Shameless.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't watched it, but it's in my queue to start up.
It's like Shameless is.
You haven't even started it?
No,
I know about Shameless. That seems like something that's.
I watch a lot of TV. It's gonna take me a little bit to get to it, but it's in my queue.
Shameless is worth it. It's one of the better shows on TV, Netflix, the interwebs, whatever. But anyway,
you ever have Laura on ask the story about how she saw me and her husband, or not husband, her boyfriend,
Terry?
how she watched me and him fight a guy and throw him out of a bar together.
Okay.
Yes. I was bartending at a bar, and he was there working security, and we tossed a guy out. And Laura was bartending with me, so she saw it all happen. It was good.
That's awesome.
So.
Laura, she's a tough broad, man. Nothing but respect. The rest of the guys on the rig, they're tough too, but it's not the same as like the truck. So, no disrespect. They know it. I mean, they're gonna be like. Yeah, the trucks that they're a different level of shit.
They're not gonna be like fuck you. They're gonna own it. They're just like he's gonna dance.
Yeah, he's right. You know.
We only get tens of 20s of downloads, so we'll be all right. I'm not worried.
Speaking of Netflix, okay, so Shameless, watch it. I highly recommend it. It's tough because it's 8 seasons and 12 episodes a season, maybe an hour each. It's a commitment,
right?
But
I'll get there. It's in my queue. It's definitely there because right now I'm a quarter of the way through season 3 of Narcos, which is a phenomenal show. And so, and then once I get that, there's another season that I'll watch, and then I might jump into that. So
where that and because me and Camus banged through season 1. And then we got through half of season 2, and then just life did whatever, and then we switched to something else. Season 3, are they off of Pablo? Or are they somewhere else? Because I heard they're doing like the Cali cartel or something else.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. So like I'm not. I would say spoiler alert. I don't want to give it up. You know history. It's based off real life, so you know what happens to Pablo.
Yeah,
Pablo gets gunned the fuck down in real life. That's what happens.
I got the book over here somewhere.
So, but yeah, that's where they go, and I've watched the first 4 episodes.
Okay,
just as good as the first 2 seasons. It's phenomenal.
And you heard about season 4, The Scout?
No, I haven't.
Oh, so maybe 2 weeks ago there was a scout in Mexico scouting locations for season 4 when they were. I don't know if it was Cali cartel or was another cartel. One of the other ones, maybe
Zetas or something.
Zetas,
like that.
maybe fact checkers. I don't know, but he was down in like shitty areas of Mexico scouting. He got riddled with bullets and dumped.
Shit.
And he's dead. You know, so they're like, so they're still scouting, and I think they're trying to be more low profile. But I think the difference is when you're looking at Pablo from 20 years ago versus now we're present time, and the cartels are like, get the fuck out of here. Like this is our business.
Right.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Motherfuckers. So it's serious.
Pablo probably looks like a fucking choir boy
compared to what's going on now.
Like these fuckers will massacre kids and cut heads off and put them on pikes in front of schools. And and then go home and have dinner with their family. They don't really give a fuck.
I'm waiting for a really good documentary to come out about the cartels because it's so violent, so crazy. The corruption in Mexico with the police and all that stuff. And some dudes from work from the class before me, they just went to Mexico. It was right before, because I was talking to my buddy Jackson, right around March Madness. So it was in February. They went down to Mexico, and they're at a nice resort. A bunch of them. In that resort they were staying at, there was a shootout with the cartel with machine guns. Dude got murdered in the lobby. There's videos of it. This is at a nice resort, and this is in Mexico at a nice resort, and guys we know. So I mean, shit in Mexico is real as fuck.
I don't have any urge to go to Mexico. JPEGs went not long ago. They went obviously to a resort. People say the resorts are safe, but I don't fucking trust it.
They're not. I mean, those resorts they support the tourism is huge down there.
Right.
Yeah. If you've ever driven, I don't know if you've been down there before.
I've never been to Mexico.
I've never had the urge. It's like I've been down there several times.
Yeah.
And you fly down there and you're like, okay, this is cool. We drove down to like Playa del Carmen. We fly into Cancun.
Right.
You're driving down the highway and you think, well, this is just weird. You're driving by like houses that are like cardboard boxes. Right. And then you're going through checkpoints. And you're going to checkpoints. They got automatic weapons.
Oh yeah.
Every
that's what I've
every
heard.
like 10 minutes in the highway.
Because they don't want
checkpoints. And it's like this isn't normal.
Right, but they don't want people to fuck because they get so much money from tourism. So they don't want them to fuck up shit.
Right.
Yeah,
it's protected,
absolutely.
but they got armored vehicles in the highway with, and then the city cops. The city cops, they're walking around.
They're on the take
in town. The city cops are carrying Uzis and MP5s and shit like that. You're like, that's like our guys got to SWAT up to carry that shit. These fuckers are just carrying that in the markmarketplace in front of the Hard Rock. Yeah. This ain't normal.
My biggest fear is I go fucking get down there and something would happen where I wouldn't be able to fly back home or get back home, then fuck that.
That happened to another guy on the job, and he was in India during, I don't know. Fuck that guy. Doesn't matter.
I live for places
scary,
like
man.
that. I love going to, I love going to, I fucking love going to resorts or getting out of the country.
No, yeah,
I got
so
married
do
out of
I.
the country. I got married.
I mean,
I love that kind of shit.
I've been there. I mean, Jen and I, we got engaged in Puerto Rico, where we took our honeymoon in Antigua. Like, I mean, I've been to England. I've been to places. Mexico is just one of those things. Like, it just you slip up,
it's
you're fucked.
I'm going to Mexico twice this year, so it's like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, to me, it is. To me, it's one of the scariest places on the planet.
I mean, maybe if I went somewhere, then I'd feel different about it. But I just.
And I've even been to like Laredo, the border town. Before.
Yeah.
I've actually gone across the border and gone to the marketplace in Laredo, where it's
Nice.
like you can't go there now as a white guy. You can't.
Right.
This is back when I was in like junior high, because all my family's from Texas. You can't go down there no more. You can't. No, you can't go across the border and go shopping. Like it's dangerous.
It's like to me, it's almost like a Syria or something where it's that off, like with corruption and everything. Like anything can happen. They're taking fucking hostages and whatever. Like anything goes down there. When the police and the military is that corrupt and the cartel that's money. That's and they do not hesitate to fuck around at all. They'll torture people. Like that's just a scary place, and it's right there. And I love documentaries. Like we're both documentaries guys.
Right.
There's not a lot of documentaries about the cartels because I think people are like,
Something
I
to
don't want to go down.
I don't want to go fucking talk to El Chapo. I ain't down with that
Just
shit.
like there in the Philippines and Syria and other places where they're like, well, do we treat the media just like a combatant? Like we'll fucking murder you.
Yeah, fuck the Philippines too. That's scary right now too.
Oh yeah.
They'll kill you for looking at them wrong.
Right.
That's scary there.
Yeah. All right, so I want to switch gears a little bit because we're getting deep. We're going in the deep end, and I want to kind of cheer things up. So one of my favorite things about you, Winey, is at least back in the day when we were in the 245 was like you had a series of catchphrases that were fucking. I love them. And then on top of that, we started to touch on it when we got into stand-up comedy. And I kind of want to get it back into that too. So the catchphrase things would be like things that you would say would be like, "Get you a snack."
Go on now,
boy. Get you a snack. And then you would quote one of my favorite shows of all time, which was the Chappelle Show, and you would fucking murder that. So I want to know about some of your catchphrases, and I'm sure Pags has some questions for you there too. And I want to know if. I want to talk about the Chappelle Show a little bit, and then I want to know if you listen to any of Chappelle's newest stand-ups, because he's got two.
I saw them both on Netflix.
Okay. Oh, good.
I thought one was I first off, a guy, one of my buddies texted me, goes, Chappelle's back. And I was
who's the guy?
Bullshit.
Who's the
Good
guy?
friend of mine, a guy that's in the Fantasy Football League, actually.
Okay.
Ryan Wallace, if you're listening,
Okay.
thank you for tipping me off to that, buddy.
Shouts out, Ryan.
So, Ryan, if you hear it, this is what's up.
How's Tommy doing?
Are we talking Four Finger Tommy, or are we talking Tommy from Epley Fire?
Either. Well, I know one's overseas doing a humanitarian effort, and the other one's Epley.
Tom is back. Now, if you guys want to... Hannum is back. Four Finger Hannum is back from Peace Corps. Another, if you guys want to like change gears and have another guy on here, it's like something different. Tom would be a good one.
Yes. Yeah.
Tom did 2 years and some change in Morocco in the Peace Corps.
Jesus.
And the kid is by far the best traveled guy I've ever met in my life. He's been
sure.
He did a semester school in Jordan, did a semester school in Mexico City, did a semester in London, did the Peace Corps for 2.5 years in Morocco, in like Northeast Africa or whatever the fuck. I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, it's up there somewhere, Northwest.
Right.
But he's been all over the place. He's super well traveled.
And he's just a great dude.
Just a good guy. Probably the best guys you ever meet in your life. A great guy.
The first time I met him was when we took the trip to Valentine and Niobrara.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time I met him.
That's
another story, too. That's another story, too.
We had a good time out there.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Be a good guest if you guys want to do something different.
Yeah,
like have an international cast.
That would be great.
Because he's been everywhere. He's seen everything.
Yeah.
He's had like 30 surgeries his entire life. Just tons of diversity. Great guy. But yeah, he's back. Doing well. The Mexico thing, like we actually, when he's gone with the Peace Corps, we actually we were going to go to Ireland, meet Tom over there because he was over in Morocco. I'm like, I'm not going to Morocco. Fuck that.
Right.
If I'm going to go on vacation, if we're going to spend $3,000-$4,000, I want to have air conditioning.
Yeah, definitely.
Only one building in his town had air conditioning. It was the bank.
Yeah.
So no air conditioning in his apartment. There's nowhere to go. He was like an hour and a half on the beach. So we were like, we're not spending that. How about we all fly to Cancun and we'll chip in money and buy your airfare over.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's like, okay, yeah, great. So
I would do that 100%.
Yeah.
And my Snapchat was fucking out of control.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, man, it was bad.
Dude, I love it. You're one of my favorite Snapchatters, and that was usually a lot of times I just like bump through, but like that for sure. Just watch.
That was a rough one. I was down there. I was away from Paige. We were married, and I was actually like, again,
Now you're around a
Paige
bunch
the
of brown
best. She let me
chicks.
go. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was down there. Exotic women around. I was hanging with all my buddies.
That sounds
My
awful.
wife left
Awful.
me. She let me leave the country
All right.
with 6 guys to go on like a bros trip.
different area code, son.
It's crazy. I can't believe she let me do it. She's awesome. Went down there and that was just it was all to meet up with him. We hadn't seen him like a year and a half.
Dude,
So
that's
we got on there.
awesome.
Tom hadn't had alcohol. You can't drink in the Arab country. You can't even like. It was really hard for me to get alcohol. I think that a couple guys they had to hike like 45 minutes and then carry it back because like the taxis wouldn't let you bring the alcohol on there over there. It's just it's the Arab country.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he raged in Cancun.
Oh,
These
I
are all
bet.
great stories. I don't even want to take away. It'd be good to have him
Okay.
on here or
Yeah.
both of us together, whatever. So he'd be a good. He'd be
Absolutely.
A good one.
So, like in your opinion, in like Arab country, so you have like two sides of it. So like you can't drink, but women can't drive. Does that for you? Does that make it like you know what? That's
It's kind of like
that's fine. Like I'll take that.
Right.
we're talking like happy mediums here. It's
Yeah.
like addition
Is it
by
like you know
subtraction.
it's a good for a bad kind of thing? Is that
I think Morocco's one of those, it's like a progressive
okay?
Islamic country.
All right.
So it's kind of like, you can get alcohol there, so it's kind of, it's not like it's not straight up Sharia law there.
Okay.
So, but
But can women drive
to
there?
talk about your question about Saudi Arabia, like giving women like rights to drive.
Yeah.
It's like some setup as Camus, like acting like she's is she acting like she's on her phone right now? But she's waiting like this motherfucker. better
She's
not fuck up.
No.
she's got ties to the fucking FBI.
Okay.
She's wearing a wire.
I guess to answer that question, me and Paige like always have a joke,
Okay.
and we road trip a lot. And I'm an aggressive driver. Like
Yeah.
if people are fucking up or you're driving slow in the fast lane, that
Ugh,
pisses
that's the
me off.
worst.
Oh
That's
my
the
god!
worst.
Yeah.
Especially you drive up here. And so
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
If people are abusing the passing lane rights, I always tell her it's like guarantee it's a woman. If someone's sitting over there coasting or something like that, woman or Asian,
Yeah.
and
Racist.
so racist.
I can see Paige saying that because she's racist.
Paige,
Fuck.
actually, I'm quoting Paige. But so we would that's our joke every time. So
Okay.
to respond to what you say, I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Okay.
There you
1,
go.
2, 3, 4.
Anything you say, fifth.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no comment
Okay.
to that one. I'm gonna keep it PC.
Okay.
Even though I just kind of lobbed a shot at the Asians.
Yeah. Fuck them. No.
Good at math, bad drivers.
Yeah.
So
That's science.
Facts
I
are
don't think
facts.
really- yeah.
science.
So at the end of that story, you kind of got into Chappelle Show, even probably accidentally, by saying "Phil."
Oh, totally intentional.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it.
I watched both the Netflix shows.
Okay.
I watched them good. The one that he did in I know one of them was in Texas. I think Austin.
That was
Okay.
the second
If I remember
one.
right.
The first one was in
not
LA.
as impressive as the first one. I thought the first one was better than the second.
Yeah, well, I think I feel like the second one was. So what happened when they signed a bunch of people? They signed Chappelle for 3 shows, or 3 specials. 2 of them already previously done. I don't think the one. The second one, the one that was in Texas, was an actual meant to be recorded for a special.
It'd make more
sense.
sense.
I think it was probably just a build up. He's asking people for. It's still good. It's still
Yeah.
Chappelle. He's still one of the fucking greatest comedians of all time, in my
Yes.
opinion. But I think it was just more of just let's just work shit out. Let's have fun. Give me a cigarette, because it's obviously the more production around and that fucking first one it's a samurai sword. Every joke was perfect timing, and that one's more, which I like seeing that
Yes.
stuff. So I appreciate it for that, but I would 100% agree with you, and I think that's why when they set it up, they put that one first.
Yes.
To he's back and killing. This is kind of a whatever, but it's
The second
still,
one seemed more like he was the first one was jokes, stand up,
Right.
a good stand up routine. The second one felt like he was ranting more.
Yeah. 'Cause
You know-
that's a lot of comedians when they're working shit out. They go up there and they just try to figure shit out. Each show's different. I'm gonna maybe just try stories. Maybe they'll do 15 minutes of work to try to find one punchline for the joke.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and I feel like that was a working set, which I love seeing that. Because I listen to a lot of comedy podcasts. podcasts and all of that shit. And like, I mean, I hear about people talking and like how it's set up. So for me, I appreciated it just because I feel I have like not a ton of knowledge on it. But
You
I
do.
just feel
I think if anybody does,
you know,
do.
the knowledge of it. And so appreciating that, I loved it.
And I also think though, like you do that when you're doing your thing. When it's time for your special, you fucking have it set.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
I did enjoy it. Part of it was because it was so long since he dropped a special. I mean, from the Chappelle Show to I always heard about him, you know, on Twitter or other comedians because he's a comedian, kind of like Stanhope, where it's like you know, Chappelle's out there, fucking, he was in DC, fucking, he's killing it, or he's crazy, he's out there ranting and doing shit like that, you know. So for when the special came out, yeah, I'm with you, Winey. The first one, I was like, fuck, that was fucking good, dude. Like, it's good to see him back, and he's just so good at it. And then the second one, I didn't think was as good. The second one had the foot fetish thing on there, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
which was it was good, but that's, I think, the only thing I remember from the second.
Right. Yeah.
The second wasn't that great. I know he like delved into politics a little bit,
Yeah.
but like not like funny politics. Like I said, it was more ranting.
Like with the thing about him getting his wife getting pulled over. She's it wasn't as good.
Not funny, but good to see him on a stage talking again.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope this opens doors because the Chappelle Show was
Oh my
fucking
god,
groundbreaking.
Dude. Oh my god.
And I was like not really. I wasn't too exposed to like black comedy. You know, it's like, that kind of ambushed me. I didn't see like Richard Pryor. I loved Eddie Murphy, but that was like Saturday Night Live Eddie Murphy.
Oh,
that I grew up on.
You
so when
Eddie
it comes
Murphy
to
Raw?
like black like stand up comedy,
Okay.
it was like a new thing for me.
Have you seen Eddie Murphy Raw?
No.
Oh my god.
Till this day, you haven't?
No.
Jesus, dude.
Is it on the flicks?
I don't think so. I think I have it on DVD, but I don't want to interrupt you. But I
this
have
is
to
all
say,
relevant.
To me, Eddie Murphy Raw. It's in my two. I'll say off the top of my head. You're saying black comedy. Fuck. Now I got three real quick. In the top 10 would be Chris Rock, Bill Cosby, and then Eddie Murphy.
Pre-rape. You got to pre-rape.
Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Bill Cosby.
Pre-rape.
Bill Cosby is called Himself.
Bill Cosby himself may be, no joke, one of the best hours of stand-up ever.
Yes.
God, I just have a hard time visualizing that because I can't
Tough,
look
though.
past the man.
You can't. No.
it's
So
tough.
when I was a kid, and Bill Cosby himself, he didn't cuss a lot. He dropped a couple asses, or even like when he's talking about when he was a kid and he was talking to his dad, and like he had his brother had a different name, and he's like, No, I'm Jesus Christ.
Right.
Like, whatever.
Because they'd be like, oh, Jesus Christ, get over here. Jesus Christ, you get over, do this.
Then his brother had another name.
It's goddamn or something
goddamn,
like that.
But
he doesn't cuss, he's clean.
He doesn't cuss much,
God,
but he's got a bit about like playing football and shouts out to moms, and he's got a bit about alcohol and cocaine. He's got a bit about the dentist. Bill Cosby himself, fantastic. I say it's fantastic, but that's me watching it growing up and watching it a few years ago. If watching it for the first time now, knowing allegedly that he's a fucking rapist, I think you would enjoy it, but I don't know if you could do it. And plus, comedy changes, but it's that solid.
It holds up, but
I think
to know what it was for the time and stuff
at
now,
the time,
it will affect it. Unfortunately, as it should. I mean, he's a fuck. It's disgusting
allegedly.
what he did for sure.
Allegedly, he's a fuck.
Yeah.
This is early '80s, so comedy changes for that time, and I think, like Pag says, it probably still holds up now, with the exception of the rapes. If you don't mind rapes, even better. But if you mind rapes a lot, I don't think you could watch it and really love it. Okay, so moving past that though, Bill Cosby himself in my top 5 all time, pre-rape, like Pag says. Eddie Murphy Raw.
Oh my god.
Another early 80s. He's wearing the fucking leather. This is Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 era.
Axel Foley.
Axel Foley.
Good era.
I mean, I'm
good
telling
era.
you,
Fucking Golden Child. Remember that shit?
These people like say this is still one of the best stand-ups. Eddie Murphy Raw.
If he
was still doing comedy, no joke, he could easily be the best comedian of all time. That's how good he was as a stand-up comedian. That's where he started. He started comedy, then got into acting and shit.
So Eddie Murphy did Delirious. Knocked people fucking out of their fucking whatever they were wearing back there, bell bottoms and shit. Then he did Eddie Murphy Raw. Eddie Murphy Raw, fucking in my top 5 stand up. And I love stand up. I've been watching this since I was a little kid. I'm probably not as first in stand up is Pags because Pags is.
You got a big Rolodex when it comes to this.
It's one of my things that I'm obsessed with.
With me, it's in my top 5, and so Eddie Murphy, like he murders it. He murders it, and then. But on top of that, like he's doing SNL, then he's doing movies. He's a giant movie star. He's doing all these things. So I think anybody like that, like like the people who do stand up that are successful, like Louis C.K. and Joe Rogan, guys that have been doing it for 20 years, they do it Chris Rock. Like if you're doing it every day, you have to be in there. You can do a 15-minute set every day. Next day, 15-minute, 20-minute set. Trying new things out, but you have to be there. If you leave that, like Chris Rock. Or I don't know why I'm saying Amy Schumer, but Amy Schumer, I don't think she's a great comedian.
She fucking sucks.
I saw her
She's
live.
terrible.
Yeah, but I think if she didn't have a TV show and did movies and shit, she would probably be better. Chris Rock, if he's turned into a movie star, he could have been. Eddie Murphy turned into a movie star. If he would have just said, you know what, fuck it. Like, I'm just. He probably would be one of the best stand-ups.
I mean, the thing is he's still considered one of the best.
He
stand-ups.
still
That's
is.
the thing.
When
you talk to anybody and they do lists, they still put him. Yes. I think he was in top 5 of Comedy Central's top 100 comedians of all time.
Yeah, Bill Cosby did movies too. Like
but that's what you do. I mean, when you're in entertainment,
movies,
you don't want to strictly just focus. Like, you do different jobs. So I get it. But I'm just telling you, and it's like back in the day, he's wearing like all in Raw. It's an all leather suit and it's all red. Delirious.
Is it
Delirious is purple. Is it? It's one of the two.
Okay,
Delirious is either all purple or all red, and then Raw is all purple or all red.
I gotta see this now.
Dude, I'm fucking.
You guys got me all hyped.
And he has a bit about.
Before you leave here, hit me up. I'm pretty sure I have it on DVD over there.
I'm all hyped up.
Dude, he has a bit about Richard. Or Bill Cosby
with Richard Pryor,
and he calls Richard Pryor to get his advice because Bill Cosby's straight, doesn't cuss and stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. But then he ends up calling Richard Pryor to get his advice, and like his impression of Richard Pryor is almost dead on.
You tell him, motherfucker, I said suck my dick.
Right, dude. I'm telling you what, you will not be fucking disappointed at all.
I want to fire it up.
Getting backtrack here, getting back to Dave Chappelle. He has like I said, I think the contract that he signed, it was for the 3, so the 2 brought to Netflix, and I still think he has another one that he's going to do. And there are sources that said Dave Chappelle's, it's either the most watched thing on Netflix of all time, but it's definitely the most watched stand-up of all time. Maybe it's not the most Netflix thing, but it's definitely the most watched stand-up of all time on Netflix. Like, when it came out, like, I watched it it's like 2 days after it came out. Like, usually sometimes I'll add them to my list and I'll get to them when I can get to them. Dude, not Chappelle, man.
Just the name recognition alone, it's like the name shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody knows, like, killing them softly or killing me softly. That fucking hour that he had was phenomenal. Where he talks about the baby and shit like that. But like you said, you didn't know much about like black comics or black comedians and stuff. I got into comedy super early, like with George Carlin from George Carlin. And, started watching Richard Pryor and watch that. So I had like an idea, but yeah, man, his fucking show is. And how many seasons fully? Was there only 3?
2.5.
It was 2.5. The second one, and that's why he's so polarizing. Is like he pulled the Barry Sanders. He went out on top.
Right.
He was on the top of his game. It was a huge draw for Comedy Central, and then. Whatever happened. And it was like everybody wanted to watch that shit. I remember we got together like in the dorm rooms and watched it.
Yeah.
This is before I left for the Army, and so it was young, and it was a huge draw. I said it got a bunch of I think there was 10 white college boys were sitting in there watching this guy. It was that big of a draw.
To me,
where it brought us in there.
To me, the best sketch comedy show of all time.
Oh, it has to be hands down.
It was huge,
hands down.
And it was like a flash in the pan. It happened. Yeah. The first season was like. I don't think it was big the first couple episodes, and then the word got out, and we started tuning in, and then the second season was fucking huge. Oh, my God. Because then you watched all the reruns on Comedy Central the first season. The second season was huge. I don't know if the pressure got to him or it was just too big of a deal.
That's what he said.
And then the third season, kind of happened, and then they turned it to, almost like a best-of kind of thing when they they just showed some of the sketches from it without Dave talking. And it was just a total... buzzkill. It was so good. The second season was incredible.
Yeah. I remember watching it, as it was going on and just being like, this is fucking fantastic. Like, this is so different, so good. And then years later, I remember hearing Chappelle talk about it, and he's like, man, I couldn't handle the pressure. Like, at the beginning, obviously it's all him and whatever the guy I saw him do live stand up in New York. I think you were out there, Rollins or whatever. The Ashy Larry.
Right. Ashy Larry. It's like a hell of a name.
Charlie Murphy, like those. I think those guys were
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Those guys were doing it, and then once they're like, "Oh, this is fucking huge," networks are like, "Oh, what about this? What about this?"
Right.
So when season 2 came along, same thing. Season 2 came along, it was the same thing. Like now there's more pressure. Now, why don't you guys try this? What they should have did was just leave them the fuck alone and let them do it, because obviously they have the recipe. It's working well. You fucking let them do it. He had season 3 came out and he had like a $50 million contract.
Yeah.
And now on top of that, they're like, oh, well, do this. Let's do this. This worked.
That's the problem with that's like a lot of people love working with Netflix, because Netflix doesn't stick their dick where it should be.
Do what the fuck
you know what I mean? They just let them do it. Like, you have to have control. And I get it. You want to make money and you got to be the president for shit like that. I'm not in the fucking business. I'll never be in the business. You know what I mean? So I've said it a million times. I get all this information from listening to a shit ton of podcasts, but when they do that, you gotta let the artist be the artist. You can't fuck with their shit.
Right.
It's the reason why it was so brilliant. Like, him, and then shouts out to Neil Brennan, who helped him.
Neil Brennan.
He
big shouts out.
Co-created it, and he's fucking phenomenal. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, he's the skinny white guy. It's always kind of
the glasses,
shadowed, and kind of some of the.
And he's a good stand-up. He has one on Netflix called Three Mics. It's what I love about comedy. One thing is it's so different. Everybody has their own different style, and the Three Mics is set up to where he has his traditional stand-up, then like the light dims and he shows up at another mic on the other side of the stage, and there's just one-liner jokes, and then it'll shut off and he goes to the other one, and the other one is just like serious stuff. Like he gets like very, very personal.
Kind of like the podcast.
Right. But it's really good. He's phenomenal. He had another stand-up where he has a part about him saying the N-word and how he's allowed to say it, but like because he helped create the Spell Show and everybody, like all his black fans allow him to say it, but he was like rapping a song and he like says it, and then like the black person, he goes, "No, it's okay, I can say it. You don't know who I." And they're like, it's a great bit, but he's awesome. So anybody check out any of his stand up. He's fucking phenomenal too. So,
but yeah. So while you were taking your little potty break, we were talking about Chappelle. So season 1 did great. It was Neil Brennan, Chappelle, Charlie Murphy, and then I think his name is Rollins. I saw him do stand up in New York City.
Right.
Ashy Larry. I can't remember his real name.
Oh, that guy was awesome.
But but so I think it was them, and then as it went on, it was more pressure, and then season 3 came out. I think they offered Chappelle like 35 to 50 million or something like that. But on top of that, instead of not just that, they're like, well, let's do this. You got to do this. This is what people want, and pressure. I remember that time, and he just went AWOL. He went to Africa. No, everybody's like, where is he? We don't even.
That's
he went
real.
to Africa.
He actually did.
Yeah.
There for a while, I wasn't for sure if it really happened or if people did. You know how shit fucking comes out.
He legit went AWOL, went to Africa, and was like, I got to clear my head and fuck this. This is
Smart.
crazy. Yeah, but I think if they would have just and I'm sure the pressure coming down weighed on them.
Yeah,
I'm sure just the money. If they're like, "Hey, you're getting 35 million for this," I'm sure that kind of pressure fuck with them. But he was like, it was just too. It got out of hand. Before it was just us trying to be funny, and then now all this pressure. And but it's something that it's crazy because and it's looking back on it, it's almost better because fuck, if it would have went 10 years, it might have went shitty.
Right.
Which. That's something else I got to write down. Something else about Winey, and that's the thing. We're definitely not going to get to everything.
No, and I'm more than happy to come back a second time.
We'll have you back a second, third time.
I enjoy it. The time is flying by, like you said.
But yeah,
I told you, it's unbelievable.
So without the politics of the Chappelle Show, it happened. It was fantastic. It still stands up today. You have any favorite episodes, favorite characters?
Oh fuck. Well, this is like, hey. What's your favorite Chappelle? Everyone loves the Prince and the Rick James. Everybody loves those. Yeah. But for me, if I gotta go break those two things, I love the Player Haters Ball.
Yes. Yeah, and you quote those. That's what you would usually quote.
I loved that episode when his character was Silky Johnson.
Yeah.
Fucking the Ashley guy, his character's name was Beautiful. They had the other guy's name was Pitbull. That guy died of diabetes right there. Remember
the Asian dude?
No, the big guy at the very beginning. He's a black actor, black comedian, and he died of diabetes.
Okay.
I can't remember his name is.
I think I know what you're talking
Charlie
about.
Murphy. I can't remember what his fucking I can't remember his guy's name.
I can't remember. There's been a while.
God damn it, yeah. But that was a great skit.
Yes.
That shit was awesome.
Yes.
And remember, I don't know if you remember when like they run it back to season 3.
When they go back in time.
They were the time haters.
The time haters.
So they went back and they were back in time and they were like roasting a slave
owner.
master.
Yeah.
So they go back in time and then they roast him on his clothes and then they shoot him. It's like so they fucking roast the guy and they blast him.
Yeah.
It's funnier than fuck.
And then Chappelle in his like commentary is like, that's taking it too far. You can't go back in time and shoot a slave owner kind of deal. Like,
but we did it.
Here it is.
He shows it like on repeat like 6 times. No, the player haters ball, because I remember. Did you guys ever watch Pimps Up, Hose Down on HBO?
I remember that. Yeah,
that's where
back when I was a kid. Yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah, basically they were like lampooning kind of a shitty. Like they basically were just they moonlighted like pimps and hoes.
Okay.
And then they had like a ball where they brought them in. Yep. So they took that and then kind of like did the player haters ball. Making fun of like the Pimps Up, Hose Down.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a series on HBO in like the Bronx, like some avenue where it was notorious for pimps and hoes, and they interviewed the pimps, they interviewed the tricks or whatever you want to call them,
and they take them to bars and they have like ceremonies. And it was just really.
Yeah. Ice-T was in it. I'm pretty sure he was in Chappelle's show too. Wasn't
he? And he was the MC at the Player Haters Ball. Remember?
Okay.
He walked up, hate. Next motherfucker says that's getting shot. Please believe that. So he's emceeing the whole show.
Yeah.
And so then, like I said, he gets the.
So were you there from the beginning, or did you hear about it and then go back and watched it, or like do you remember?
I hate to expose myself, but I don't think I was there from the beginning. I remember being told
there's nothing
about
wrong
it.
with that. Like for me,
I remember being told about it.
Right.
It's like
because that's how I was, and then I
huge.
went back. My younger brother told me about it, but he was like in high school and stuff, watching it, and then went back and watched it. And that's how I am like with Tosh. I didn't start off with Tosh at the very. Probably didn't start watching him until like season 4. And he's on season 8 now. So, but yeah, I was just like curious if you just happened to see and like watch it, or if you were told about it and then went to it.
Yeah, and I don't want to get off topic, but like for me, like Winey would always tell me about The Office, and he's like, "You got to watch The Office." And I started watching it like season 5-ish, and Winey's like, "Dude, I got the first 5," and I'm like, "I'd love to do that." We met after shift one day at the fucking Donut Professor on 72nd Street. DP. He gave me all first 5 seasons of The Office, and then from then I went all the way back and I watched all the way to the end. Which for me, it was tragic. Like they could have shut it off. Like good shows did, they let it drag out. Once Michael Scott left, they went too long, and it didn't. They put the best of the best in there. Right. Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, they could not cover Steve Carell's shoes, and it just kind of fluttered out. But that show to me was awesome, and that was all Winey. Like Winey was like, watch it, and I was like, I'm watching it. I need to go back. Meeting at the DP at 7 something in the morning.
Look like a fucking drug deal. I'm meeting this guy. It's like we're meeting on the parking lot. We're wearing sweatpants to get off shift. It's like we're exchanging this package. It looks shady as fuck.
You got the shit?
Awesome.
Yeah, I got the shit.
It's fucked up.
That's good.
So we exchanged that. So that's
we got free donuts too. I don't know if you remember that too. I knew the guy who owned the donut press.
Oh shit!
I know the guy.
Donuts and orange juice.
We got free donuts down there. So
and I don't want to get off topic. That's just, I mean, that happens. Like you find out about a show and then you go back.
That's how it was like with Breaking Bad. I didn't watch until it was over. So
same here. We got it. We got it after it was over. Great show.
Yeah.
And I was like that with Always Sunny. Yeah. Like I did not watch it from the beginning.
No, me neither. I don't know. I think you were probably the one who I don't remember how I got into it, but yeah, I had to go back and watch because I didn't start it right away either. So,
well, to answer your question, I think I got in like halfway through the first season.
So you still got in pretty early though.
Yeah, so all my buddies lived in the dorms. I was still living at home, and I think they caught it at the dorms and said, "Hey, you gotta come down and check us out. It's hilarious." I'm watching it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll come check it out." Watching it, I was like, "Whoa," and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it put you in like an uncomfortable spot because I said he touched some things I wasn't really too exposed to, didn't really know about. But it's like, I want to laugh at this. Should I laugh at this?
But see, that's why I love shit like that. Because I've been watching, like I said, like with comedy, that's what I love. That's one thing, because I love when people do like black versus white. And to me, there's nobody who does better black versus white than Chris Rock. His comparison between black people and white people is just absolutely fucking phenomenal. Absolutely. And you can hear, I've heard some bad comedy that is just, it's not done well.
Right.
That does it, but when Chris Rock does it, god damn.
Because he's hitting shit that's real. That's people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's real shit. But it's also he makes it funny as fuck.
Right.
You know, like differences or what like a Seinfeld would do. But he doesn't get that edgy. But it's real life. Like you know, and another example of that from the Chappelle Show was like the racial draft or whatever.
Oh my god!
Which brings me to Bill Burr.
Yep.
I don't know if you know who Bill Burr is.
I know a little bit about him. He was one of the guys who was
ginger
at he was one of the guys, the World Series of Dice.
Yep,
He was
and
one of
the racial
announcers.
draft.
Yeah, he was one of those guys.
And
I'm
he's been in Breaking Bad.
Bill Burr is another comics comic. People call him he's the best. Some people say he's the best comic alive right now.
Right.
Like he's that good. Yeah. And to prove to you, Netflix, Bill Burr. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Is that the black and white one?
It's filmed in black and white. I'm telling you, watch it. I will guarantee it. You will love it.
Really?
That he has his helicopter bit and his gun bit.
Oh my god!
And they're back to back. His helicopter bit may be the best bit out there I've ever heard. Like it's fucking.
I'm gonna fire these up.
I'm telling you, Bill Burr and all of his stand-ups are on Netflix, and he has
one after that one.
Yeah. There's one.
I loved it.
It's good, but it's not as good as Life is Worth, or not Life is Worth. That's George Carlin. But it's Bill Burr. I'm sorry you feel that way, and he also has animated show on Netflix called F is for Family. They're currently
that's getting big reviews right now.
They're currently writing season 3. The first 2 seasons, it's fucking fire. It's loosely based off his life in the 70s, and he voices the dad. And I mean, it's cussing.
Everybody's talking about it.
Dude, I'm telling you, hit that up too. It's phenomenal.
I've only watched the first season of that.
Dude, it's good.
But yeah, so Bill Burr, he did cameos on Chappelle Show a couple times. Like the World Series of Dice. The racial draft, he cameos in Breaking Bad, he cameos in other stuff. Now he's got a show there, but his stand-up, he's been doing stand-up for a long time.
Right.
It's so good. He's one of the best. Pags saw him live in Omaha, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He didn't even tell me he was in town.
Where do you play his son?
What fucking theater? The Orpheum Theater?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Orpheum Theater, but yeah, I went with my brothers, and it was, it's one of the best. And it was he has a new one out that just came out, but like I said, The Life is Worth Losing, or god damn it, I keep saying that's George Carlin. I'm sorry you feel that way.
You got him on the brain.
Because I just watched him not too long ago. Bill Burr, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's in black and white. It's one of my all-time favorite hours. Every bit is fucking solid. I mean, and it came out when it was like the Paula Dean, like all that.
Shit.
And he goes into that. He goes into
that was a rough era.
he goes into like the Duck Dynasty guys, and the old guy has how he said that thing. Yeah. And the way what he does and what he's known for is takes like ranting, but he takes a point of view like that nobody else would take. Right. And like it makes you laugh and see it from there. Like he like his wife. I love his wife. She doesn't give him shit. She's like I think 10 years younger than him. She's black. They have a mixed baby girl, and like it's like she comes on his podcast every once in a while. But like he'll like a lot of women don't like him because he'll like not talk down about women, but like do from he's a man's man. He doesn't apologize for being a man, like that type of a person.
He's got a great bit about.
I like Marty.
He's got tons of great bits, but like just when you said about women, earmuffs, don't look at me. He's got a bit about like.
The phone's down. The phone down.
He's got a bit from probably 10 years ago when he's talking about women are like, oh, we got the roughest job, and he's like, and it's. Like it's comedy, so you look at it and then you're like, being a mom would be the toughest job, hands down. And I think everybody knows that, but he like spins it. He's like, you know what? Yeah. Oh, so it is like, so you're at home in your pajamas watching TV and playing with a kid all day. That's the hardest job. How about being a ginger roofing in Boston for all summer? Right. How about that? Maybe. Yeah. So he
tell me again about the terrible twos.
About eating cereal and in your pajamas.
But that's the thing.
He spins it.
Takes different points of view, and that's what he's known for. And I'm telling you, like, and almost all of his, not all of his stand-ups, but a lot of them are on Netflix. So you could go through like back. Go
Usher.
Go. He got in! Yeah! Sorry, let's just score a touchdown. Any flags?
Oh my God!
There goes balloons.
There goes balloons.
Yeah.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So we're a week. You guys. This is a week and a couple days later. So we're watching in the background the Wisconsin-Nebraska game, and Nebraska.
Wisconsin's already up 10-0.
Yep. Nebraska just got on the board. With a minute 20 left in the half. There you go, big guy.
That guy's
Let him know.
I guarantee he drinks Bud Heavy.
Guaranteed.
That guy right there.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
But yeah,
he's got the bits about some of the other bits that I love. It's not interesting to you since you haven't heard it, but he's got bits about like the dog when he got the fucking pit bull. And
oh yeah,
he's
go to Netflix, type in Bill Burr, watch all of his stand-ups, but really look. I mean, you can watch him. Watch him if you want to watch him in order because he gets better and better.
Yes,
but I'm telling you, the I'm sorry you feel that way.
It's so good. The gun bit,
multiple times,
bit,
no joke. I could not breathe and I was crying. I was laughing fucking hard.
His new special is really good, and then his older stuff is solid. If you want, just fucking go to YouTube and you can watch 8-minute bits on this is Bill Burr on dogs. He one of his famous deals is he was on a big like a comedy circuit deal, and they went to Philly, which you know how Philly people are, Philly fans are. And
the worst.
The way he talks about it on podcasts, because he has his own Monday morning podcast.
Yeah.
And he's always on like Rogan and other ones that I listen to, Pags listens to.
I listen to every one of his Monday morning podcasts. It comes out twice a week.
Oh, yeah.
Monday and Thursdays.
So the deal is he was in Philly and like absolute like legends are going on before him and they're getting roasted. And he's getting pissed. And he's like the way he tells it, like he's frightened. He's like, this is fucking awful. It's like during the day, like outdoor. It's like a nightmare scenario. And it's in Philly. And Philly fans are the worst in sports. So for this, and I think it was before a game or something maybe. So everybody's like, I don't give a fuck. They're throwing shit. So he goes out there and he's just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not scared. I don't give a shit. You're not going to disrespect like the guys that were going on before him, like David Tell. I don't remember who exactly it was.
It's a big
but
ass
it was
name.
Big names.
Heavy hitters.
It was heavy hitters. So he went out there and he was like, you know what? You know, like he tried to do a set and then like
like the first 5 minutes.
Real early on, somebody was like, fuck you. And he's like, oh, fuck me. And then he just roasts the crowd. For 12 minutes. He's like, oh, fuck Philly, fuck the Phillies, fuck the Eagles. He roasts the city.
Because he's from Boston, so he's a huge Patriots fan.
Awesome.
He loves all Boston sports.
Yep. He goes on a rant like 12 minutes, like, fuck you, fuck your city, fuck everything about you. You guys are pieces of shit. Like, look at what you're wearing. He roasts it like why that's shit Winey would do. Like, zero fucks. Like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Like
Scorched Earth is what it's called.
Scorched Earth.
Yeah, Scorched Earth policy.
But he that's one of the reasons he's famous, other than like cameos and shit like that.
Right.
But he's
and just on his stand up
man.
alone.
Yeah, stand up alone, solid, man.
He's recognizable to me. I just have not seen it.
Okay.
I promise you, when I come back next time,
Do
I'll
it,
have
man, I'm
at
telling
least
you.
one underneath my belt.
Yeah, and if you're gonna do one, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm telling you
That's the one.
right
Christ.
now. What the fuck happened here?
Well, there was a minute and 20 seconds left in the half, and then
They got on the first run.
the first.
Scored.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a minute and 20 seconds. They get the ball, first play. They score a touchdown on a run with 2 missed tackles. So,
God damn it.
but yeah. Anyway, no, dude. I know you're not into stand-up comedy as much as me and Pags, but yeah, I love stand-up. Like Netflix. Like I talk about Netflix a lot. I quit cable. Me and Camus quit cable maybe a year and a half ago. So we got the Fire Stick. And we cheat because we have like Pags login, so we could get ESPN.com, we get Fox Sports 1, Big Ten Network. But we don't watch a lot of TV. So for Netflix, for me, a lot of that's a lot from Pags. But for a lot of the shit on Netflix, it's shitty movies. It's not that good. But they come out with original TV shows and a ton of stand-up comedy. So like I grew up, as a kid. Horror movies. I love horror movies, and my daughter's the same way. She's 12. She like the worst scary movies. You can, The Conjuring, It, Annabelle. Like that's what she loves, and so we talk about that. And I'm like, it's cool because I was the same way. Like when I was a kid, I was in 6th grade, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that looks. And I know guys at the firehouse that are like, no, I just don't like scary. I can't do scary movies. I don't like. I'm like, whatever. I grew up on that. The same way I was with horror movies. I was with stand-up. So back in the day, I would watch TV, Comedy Central, and they would have it was all comedy. It was all like the 15-minute stand-ups. It would be splices, so you'd see a bit from somebody, a bit from somebody else. HBO had their half-hour stand-up special. Like I just grew up on comedy, and I've always loved comedy. So now the only place really, because Comedy Central has their own shows. Some of them are good, some of them are shit, but the only places you can really get stand-up are like HBO, which I'm not paying for that shit, and Netflix, people are like, you know what, it makes more sense. Like you're gonna go to HBO and be like, okay, so at Friday night we're gonna be playing this stand-up special, or you could put it on Netflix and you could, like a podcast, you could listen to it whenever the fuck you want. You can go back. And so I love stand-up. I've been doing it, loving it since a kid. So the ones we recommend, like the Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, Bill Burr, George Carlin, Dave you already watched Chappelle, but yeah, fucking solid.
Hell yeah. Well, you guys, we just crossed the 3-hour mark, so...
You know, there's more stuff I want to talk about, but this is definitely not the last time you're going to be on here.
No, I enjoyed it.
So
I'll do it again. This is fun. Like I said, I got it on record now, audio. I got to bring the chili. We got to bring the stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that'd be a good winter episode.
That. So I figured if you guys want, we can wrap this up. We're getting halftime. Maybe we can go up, hit some of the nachos, and we can try to enjoy the rest of this fucking game.
It's good.
Highly unlikely.
But, dude, no, I'm fucking glad that you got on here. We'll go around. Since you're the guest, if you want, you can do your shout.
Well, what do you guys want to lead out so you can kind of show me how you like do it real fast?
Yeah, I could do it. I don't have much. I just usually like to go somebody else just because if we have the same ones, we'll say. But I'll go with shouts out. I have more of those than fuck you. So shouts out Paige for being a fucking sport for the Blimpie, like taking it, like a fucking champ. It sucks. I mean, it makes for a great story. A lot of people are gonna be fucking pissing themselves laughing at that. So that's awesome. Shouts out to Prince just because he's fucking Prince. Shouts out to Gorilla Pimp because it's awesome. And then the biggest, most underrated shouts out Randy Marsh for sure. Keep doing your thing. And the only fuck you I have is cancer because cancer could always get fucked.
Man, that's tough to follow, man. I love it. I love all that. Before I go off, I just want to say, Winey, it's fucking awesome. Even like I said, dude, even if we weren't recording, just hanging out, eating, drinking, and hanging out with you is enough. Like, I love it. Like for me, to hang out with now every time I do it, I have to do it.
That's a Bill Burr thing. He does that on his podcast when he's like, for me. Yeah, I do it all the time because of him.
So just even it doesn't. I don't give a fuck about the podcast. I don't give a fuck if nobody listens.
Nope.
For us. Yeah, that's better when I say for us. For us, like, just hanging out and doing this and catching up and bullshitting is fucking fantastic. I love both of you guys. It's been such a blast, man.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You know what I mean? And then if it is good, we could go back 20 years later, or if we get all these stories, we could go back and we could listen to it. But I just want to thank you for coming out, man. It's good to see you. It's good to have you on the podcast. Because honestly, dude, and I every time somebody comes on, I'm like, oh, we got a very special guest. And it is true. Like, anytime anybody comes on, it's like, oh, yeah, it is a special guest. Thank you for coming. But, like, for you, like, when we started talking about doing the podcast, you were in the top 3 for sure to, like, you I'm not going to say any other names.
Right.
But, like, yeah, for sure, it's like, oh, yeah, Winey. He's in the top 3. He's one of the first people we need to have on here because you're one of the best storytellers we know. You're a 245 OG. You're just a good dude all around, man. So thank you. I just want to say thanks for coming, man. That's not being a hype man. That's 100% real shit.
He's probably gonna suck your dick after this. So that's like his present to you.
I'm done sucking.
Better cut the audio then.
I'm done. No, I'm done sucking Winey's dick. That's 100%
no,
real
but it's
talk.
true. It's safe
it's
for me. It's fucking. I had a blast, and I can't wait to do this chili and get into like all the shit that we hadn't talked about. And
no, this will be solid. This is good.
Fucking,
I appreciate you guys having me on here.
We'll get you on again with your buddy who traveled a lot. I definitely have a shit ton of. What's his name again?
Tom.
So if he's around and he's down, because we interviewed a buddy. It was a fighter of Molina's, Tower. Shouts out Tower Robinson. We had only talked to him once through social media. He came on and we just BS with him. He maybe met him once for not very long.
He just happened to listen to the podcast, and I ran into him on a party bus.
That's cool as fuck, though.
Yeah, I ran into him on a party bus, and he's like, man, I fucking. Danny was like, I'll come out to this birthday party.
Right.
He's like, I don't really want to go. He's like, Nasty Friends is gonna be there. He's like, fuck, I'm going.
Right.
So he came on the party bus, and then he's like, dude, I love the fucking show. I'm like, man, we're glad we love it. Like, we heard about you. I've never seen him fight or anything like that before, but I'm like, dude, we'd love to have you on the show. He's like, are you shitting me? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking dead serious.
And he's one of the guys that listens to every episode we put out.
So I'm like,
he's up to like.
And never even met you guys, which I think is kind of impressive.
Right? Absolutely.
You guys got some groupies. That's good.
Yeah.
So we had him on the show, and it was great.
Fucking crushed it, man.
We've never had anybody who was a professional fighter.
Right.
So we talked about diet, we talked about training, we talked about fights, and then after that, I went to see his fight. He fought live, knocked the dude out in the second round, and shouts out Tower. But yeah, man. So I'll cut to the chase because we are 306. So I want to say shouts out to Meston, shouts out to Paige, shouts out to Tom Hannon. Again, Winey spoke in detail about him. I've only met him a handful of times.
Okay.
I think I met him at your wedding reception at TD Ameritrade. I met him for sure on the trip to Niobrara, which we didn't even get into, which another story on its own. We actually, spoiler for next time, we got pulled over by federal agents on our raft.
Been there, done that.
Another story.
Pull over.
Yeah, pull over.
Been there, done that on that same fucking river.
So no, for real, shouts out Tom. Like, I don't know him that well. Like I said, I met him a few times. He's somebody, as soon as you meet him, he's got a huge heart. He's doing humanitarian efforts overseas, big time. Big shouts out to him. And I want to say shouts out to Camus because she's fucking incredible. She holds everything down.
Yeah,
she's
helps
so good
with food. Does it, just crushes it. So definitely
tremendous. My fuck yous. Fuck Alberto for spiking people's drinks. Fuck Trump for being a fucking douche. Fuck Wisconsin for always being good at football. And then fuck the gorilla pimp because he tried to kill me.
Yeah.
So.
All right. That leaves me now. You kind of hit a couple mines. So that's
all right.
I'll just cross them off there.
No, say them, dude.
Good.
Don't cross them off.
I'll open up my shout out. So I want to shout out to Meston.
Yeah.
Because I heard the first time around through, I heard yours, and you totally carried me through that story, so that's good. I want to shout out to Oklahoma today for you straight up took a 31.5 point favorite, and you set that on fire, and then pissed all over it, and then buried it upside down. So that's good. I want to shout out to boiled chicken.
That was the spread?
31.5 points.
Oh my God, dude.
Oklahoma, you were favored by 31.5 points at home.
I lost by 7.
And you lost to dirt people. So good job there. And my last shout out, I want to shout out to 3rd Special Forces groups for losing those guys over in Africa this week. So
respect.
And now that will probably add to my fuck yous. So my fuck you first one's gonna be to Meston.
Dude, I love that, dude, because we do that too. Like, we'll have a shout out to, like, I've done that to Danny. Hey, shouts out Danny Molina. Fuck you, Danny Molina.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry. Go ahead, dude. Sorry.
My fuck you's gonna be fuck you to Meston for telling the story before me, because I think you did a better job. You did a better job than me, and you told it before me. So Meston, fuck you from the bottom of my cold black heart. And then I want to give a fuck you to Alberto. Which you already hit that too. I hope you have some drinks and drive home tonight, Alberto.
That's some purple.
Okay, a couple more here. Here's a big fuck you to Chop. Chop, I don't know if you listen to this shit. You are the worst UA ever. You were so fucking bad at your job. You were a bumbling idiot. Your office looked like a fucking like an atomic wasteland. It was terrible. You suck. That's all. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Good to hear from you, Chop.
He calls me every once in a while. I love it.
My last fuck you is gonna be the Cincinnati Zoo for killing Harambe.
Oh fuck!
Respect. Yeah, we didn't even get into that. I know you're a big Harambe guy.
Yeah, next time, brother. We'll have you on multiple times.
Yeah.
We're gonna me and Pags we plan on doing this forever, man. And as close as you are to us, we're gonna have you on multiple times, man.
Absolutely.
So we'll get to all that.
My pleasure.
So, well, again, man, thanks again, everybody. Again, all social medias at Nasty and Friends, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Keep sending us questions. We have, I think, 16 because Camus got a lot from work, so we'll be doing a Q&A here.
Next episode. No, 2 episodes.
2 episodes, like here in a couple weeks for you. That Q&A will drop. So, any final things, Spicy?
I am, but I'm gonna leave it. I'll surprise you.
Okay.
You guys just be well.
All right, that's a great movie, by the way. Life's simple. Don't be a dick. Night sluts.
245 till we die.
Ow.
Motherfucker, yeah.
Original bad boy.